Yes, people, welcome back. 12th Man is back this evening. And of course, we have got another Arsenal Roundabout show. I've got an elite panel. We've got Hooks just literally joined as well. Big up to you, my bro. Big up to Sard from Footy's Corner. Make sure you go and subscribe to Sard's Football Corner. We got Egal from Egal Talks Football. Make sure you're going over and watching the rant between him and Lee Gunner, man. It was popcorn moments as ever. Make sure you go do that on Egal Talks Football. Kenny Ken, sure you're all following Kenny Ken. You'll see him on Lee Gunner's channel, on my channel, and on other channels as well. On Instagram, you'll see him talking all things Arsenal. And Halftime Hooks, congratulations, my brother, on 1K. You deserve it. You've got there quick. Big up to you. Hard work pays off, man. Listen, people, we got some stuff to talk about. Odegaard injury boost to Gabriel and Timber. We're going to talk about tomorrow night's game. We're going to be looking at the build-up lineup for Preston. But first of all, I want to kind of come to Egal because on Twitter, I don't often go on Twitter, if I'm honest. It's probably my least favorite platform. It's Egal's favorite, you can tell. But I didn't quite understand what I was hearing. This conspiracy, referees, they want Man City to win the league. They don't want Man City to not win it. They're against Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. Now, let me explain where I'm at with this. I think the referees are horrendously bad. In fact, I think that's an understatement. I think they're horrific. I do not understand the lack of consistencies in the game. For example, I don't understand how Saliba can get a red card for last man, but Van de Ven can't and Tosin can't. I think that's inconsistent. I don't understand how Luis Diaz can kick the ball away and Rice and Trossard can kick the ball away and only two people get a second yellow and sent off. Luis Diaz doesn't. Don't understand that one. I also don't understand how Gabriel last season at St. James's Park is being absolutely fouled clearly. And then when Kivior jumps up for the ball and Soboslai does a Harry Kane on him, we get called that we're fouling. And lastly, I also do not understand how Ollie Watkins puts the ball out in Aston Villa's game. Last season, Newcastle's ball doesn't go out. I would say they are all very, very inconsistent against Arsenal. However, I don't think there is a conspiracy. I genuinely don't think that referees meet in car parks and say, right, how are we going to screw over Arsenal? That is my opinion and my opinion only. Egal sees things very differently. So I'm going to go around the panel and just see if we can try and clear some of this up once and for all. I don't want to take this to the whole stream because if you really want to go see Egal going at it, then go over to Egal's channel, right? But for me, I want to start with Egal and I want the rest of the panel to come on because Egal knows my opinion on it now, right? I'm not going to go back at him and start going back. But I want this to be a genuine debate about what we think about this refereeing. I just think it's crap and inconsistent. Egal does believe genuinely that there is some hate on Arsenal now and some conspiracy. But let me not speak for Egal. You go for it, my bro.
Bro,
you're on mute. That's it.
I have been exhausted. I've literally been exhausted because I don't know about you guys, but people keep saying to me, stop crying, refereeing decisions happen for everyone, stop crying. Well, if these refereeing decisions happen to everybody, why is it you don't see us complaining in the Champions League? Why don't you see us complaining when we're getting refereed in Europe? Because there's not the same level of inconsistencies. As you said, Dan, I go over the red cards throughout the years, and I can name numerous red cards off the top of my head that were dodgy, but that would be going back years. Just look at this year alone, the 3 red cards. The reason why I feel like we're being refereed differently is because of the discrepancy in how they're giving out yellow cards. I've not seen too many games where they gave away yellow cards for that incident. Have you? I'm asking everybody in the panel. Have you guys seen that? I've not seen situations in the past where players are getting those kind of situations. In my opinion, it's very, very, very dodgy. It's very dodgy. And the red card situation for Saliba, there's been 2 incidents in the last 2 weeks that's gone the other way. And you can just tell right away that sometimes it seems like they're looking for that red card. I think it has to stem to a situation going back to last year where Mikel Arteta won bus case versus the Premier League, and not the Premier League, the League Cup. No, what am I talking about? Get back to reality for a second. I'm not talking about the League Cup. I'm not talking about any of those things. I'm just talking about the incident that happened at last year when Mikel Arteta called out the referees. The referee bodies fined him, and he found a loophole to get out of it with the whole Disgracia situation.
Gracia.
Yeah,
that was Newcastle away.
from then on, I have been seeing a slight bias against Arsenal, in my opinion, with some of the decisions that are harshly going against us in comparison to decisions that are favorably going to other people in similar circumstances. And that's where my main issue is. Now, going back to the Liverpool game,
Do you
the
think
third
that is
goal,
inconsistency of refereeing or conspiracy against us?
I think if it's a 50-50, more times than not, it's going to go against us. I've not seen too many 50-50s go for us. Maybe Liverpool handball and Wolves last year should have been probably a penalty. Those are two examples I can give that went for us. But off the top of my head, I could name so many examples that have gone against us. And the main cusp of the issue is they're rewarding a player for being a coward, giving a foul. And in the game last year, they called Gabriel Magalhaes a coward for getting pushed in the back with two hands. The man jumped in the air, barely touched him to get some balance on his way down, and they're saying it was a foul. Just call it as it is. The referee in that position for the third potential goal in that game should have let the ball go through. And if it goes into the back of the net, VR can review it. If Gabriel Jesus is offside, if there's a handball, if there's something else, you can review it after the fact. The fact that he called the foul, he's blatantly killing the play before it builds up into a goal. And from the position that he's in, as a referee, you're taught to let it go on. We're in the world of VAR, you're taught to let the play continue. Don't get me even started with Konate's red card. Penalty challenge that he could have had in that situation. Don't get me started on Van Dijk off the ball kicking Kai Havertz. He could have had a situation. And don't even get me started on Luis Diaz's double kicking the ball away where he should have been sent off too. If we're going based on the standards that we've seen of refereeing for Arsenal, that was 2 times he kicked the ball away. And good on the fans, the home crowd. You guys did a good job putting the pressure on the referees, but they clearly don't give a shit. Howard Webb wasn't in the stadium to see Van de Ven do what he did, so no wonder he didn't get a red card. Howard Webb wasn't in the stadium for the situation at Chelsea last week either. Guys, I could be here all day talking about referees, but my issue is people keep saying, yeah, the referees are shit for everybody. Well, Arsenal have the second most points dropped due to poor refereeing decisions. Man City have the most points gained due to refereeing decisions. They've gained 20 points due to VR refereeing decisions. Arsenal have had a total of 7 points lost in the whole time period where VR has been implemented. We've had an apology from the PGMOL for a referee making a mistake on drawing lines in a game that has cost 2 points in a title race. Guys, how many times do they need to apologize to us? How many times do we need to see these things? And most recently, everyone keeps going back to that Newcastle game. We're playing Newcastle next. Last year, away to Newcastle, there was 3 reasons why you could have called that goal off. They didn't even think about it. They were quick to move on. Where that situation happens to Arsenal, I'm telling you right now, they're calling the foul. They're calling the foul. Guys, I could go back. I've looked at every single red card Mikel Arteta has gotten. Double yellow for Martinelli. Granit Xhaka away to Man City. Phantom red card in that situation. Gabriel Magalhaes, halfway line. That one, you 50-50. Tomiyasu basically grabbing a little bit of the guy's shirt and they give a second yellow. Like, it's extremely harsh, some of the challenges that we're getting. And I don't see the same level of inconsistency from referees when it comes to Man City, when it comes to Liverpool, and when it comes to everyone else. And the final thing I'm going to say before I go, and people keep saying I'm waffling, statistically, Arsenal have had the most red cards out of the top 6. The second closest to us is Man City, and they have 9 less red cards than us. Then you go to yellow card fouls to foul ratio. Arsenal have the highest foul to yellow card ratio. That means we have to get the least amount of fouls to get a yellow. In comparison to other teams, they have a much higher threshold before they give them a yellow. Why are they so quick to give us yellows? Are they refereeing us the same as other people, or do we have bad players in our team do we have David Luiz's in our team, guys who have a reputation of giving away cards? We don't. So why are we getting this kind of treatment? I don't know. You guys tell me, Because to me, I'm sick and tired of these just being excuses. The referees are just shit. Why are they always shit for us? Why don't I see Man City fucking getting shit refereeing? I don't want them to get bad refereeing either, to be fair.
You don't hear about it, Regal. You don't hear about the clubs that get done. If you look at yet last season, Wolves got done so badly.
Wolves is the worst. 17 points since VR was implemented.
Wolves got done so badly, yeah. And the thing is, with their fan base, the only reason why it's always Arsenal that are speaking about it is because we've got one of the biggest fan bases in England, if not in the world. So, listen, this is the thing with me, yeah, when it comes to refereeing decisions. I think, yes, there have been a lot of decisions that go against Arsenal 100%. I can agree with that. However, I feel like it's not more of a, they want to get one in over Arsenal, or they want to stop Arsenal from winning the league. I think these referees, and I've said this for such a long time, and I will continue to say it, the refereeing in this country is, I could bring you freaking a team of referees from Morocco that would do a better job week to week than these guys, and they'll probably do it for half the money that they get.
But you know,
they'll come here, do a better job instead of them. The thing is,
let me say something though. That's illegal. Based on the FA's rules, they've made it illegal for anyone who hasn't been taught to ref by the English FA to referee an English Premier League game.
Well, the thing is, and Boston obviously brings it as well. A lot of these referees are Manx as well, so they will have that bias towards those teams as well, and being around that area. A lot of them will support these teams. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them support different teams, man.
We got Gillett again for VAR for the 5th time this season, I think it is. Who is a
Liverpool fan?
Big
Liverpool fan, isn't he?
Yeah.
Scouser.
So look, I, it is weird where all the South refs are. By the way, that's like, if you're in London, can you just not ref?
Can you ref, please,
like,
bro?
No, but they're not allowed to ref our games. There's one London ref. He's physically not allowed to ref Arsenal games.
Why?
His family are all Arsenal fans, so they're like, you have affiliation to Arsenal.
Can Gillett not get involved with Liverpool then?
I'm sure Jared. I'm sure he's refereed Liverpool games before.
Well, Michael Oliver.
There was a new rule.
Oliver's a Newcastle fan,
where
he was
if
the
you
ref
have club
last year.
affiliation, there's a new rule where if you have club affiliations, they show your club affiliations at the beginning of the season. And I seen somewhere the guy who sent off William Saliba in the previous game versus Bournemouth is a Liverpool fan.
You know what? I listen. I'll let the other guys go ahead, bro. But I just want to say, listen. I don't think it's just against Arsenal. I definitely think that the referees are just shit, and this is the unfortunate situation we have, because whenever something happens, a referee mistake, nobody will come up and speak about it, because let's face it, in the footballing world, there is tribalism. People don't care. People won't care unless it happens to them. So that's just the way it is.
He's not allowed to referee games against Liverpool or Everton now.
Yeah, this guy.
So that's
Michael Oliver. He was allowed to referee the Arsenal Newcastle game, and he's a massive weird, so we'll see what happens. Look, Kenny, let me bring you in here, man, because you and Igal don't usually agree. And, I know that you and Igal were at it before. I actually moved out of the room and I come back and you was going, right, let's save it. I have no idea what you were actually going to and fro about. But what do you make of all this, man, and what Igal's saying, Ken?
Well, first and foremost, we're talking about something else. We're actually talking about a performance. So that's why he said show it for the show. But first and foremost, Igal, you're not saying anything new. And my response is going to be new as well. The fact is that I always say that our reputation precedes us. I always say the minute your fans revel in our dark arts, and the media do revel in it as well, you're opening yourself up to referee interpretation. That's just facts. Another fact is I say it once, say it 1,000 times. If referees are looking out for Arsenal, skullduggery, i.e., being Benjamin White being a shithouse, reveling in it as well, or they're looking for our players going down, wasting time. Of course, referees are going to look at Arsenal and scrutinise us. And I say it once, say it 1,000 times. I've got no sympathy for people like Trossard when he's on a booking. We were 2-1 up at the Etihad, one of the hardest stadiums to win at. And we've worked our nuts off to go 2-1 up, and that pork chop go and kicks the ball away. I've got no sympathy for him. He cost us a game. That's nothing to do with referees against Arsenal. You did it in front of a referee. You didn't exactly you didn't toe poke the ball away. You kicked it to Twickenham. Sorry, kicked it to sort of Old Trafford from there. So you can't have no complaints about it. As for Declan Rice,
they got Twickenham.
But as for Declan Rice is an experienced player, and to his credit, he never once went up and said, oh yeah, I was a hard done by. He apologised because he was a bit of a pork chop. Saliba's one. I said the time was harsh. I still think it was harsh, but again, you're leaving yourself open to interpretation. But the fact is, I always say one thing, and one thing is sure. People say it may cost us points. I look at it this way: top teams can still win games with 10 men. But because I say it once, say it 1,000 times. We didn't drop points against Brighton because we got sent off. We just got against Brighton because we were negative our substitutions and negative in the way we played, and that allowed Brighton to get a spell in the game, which enabled them, to get their equaliser, and then we had a chance of getting the winner, but we missed our chance, missed a couple of chances, so that's on us. In terms of what happened at the Etihad, well, we hung on and we hung on. It's Man City, so of course you're gonna, like I said, park the bus, and we nearly got away with it. Bournemouth, I say it once 1,000 times, as harsh as it was, Bournemouth were more rated than us. Their attitude, their application was better than ours, and that was with 11 men. After 10 men, again, if you looked at the calibre of player we had with 10 men, we should be able to, win that game, but we didn't. Bournemouth were better. So when we look at referees, I agree with that, but I always say one thing: if you want to talk about shithousery and dark arts, you'll see nothing yet, because this Saturday you're going to see the team that are real dark arts. Because I'll tell you one thing: Newcastle and whoever referees is an Arsenal idiot. So all this persecution and complex that we have, and thinking that that everything's against us. All you're going to have Gamerish, in our face, trying to take an Arsenal player with him. You're going to have Gordon diving in the place. You're going to have Burn, holding on to our players, trying to do some skullduggery free kick. If we get emotionally involved, with all that information about how Newcastle shitted us out of the game last year, and we behaved like idiots in a big game like that. A game we need to win, by the way, then it's on us. We've got no complaints. We can't go and say a conspiracy, because we've been warned. We know referees are watching us, yet we still commit offences right underneath their nose. It's on us. It's on us. We all know that every team knows about Arsenal and their skullduggery, and they're going to try. And they now know that Arsenal fans can be triggered. They know Arteta can be triggered, and other players can be triggered. So all I can say is, don't be an idiot this Sunday. Don't be an idiot at the bridge. Just keep your course, because at the end of the day, it'll be us who suffer. Because they're not going to replay the game after because we've had a bad decision. It's still going to be 1-1, 2 points dropped, or 1-0, odd goal, 3 points dropped. So we need to use our brains and concentrate on the game.
Do you not? You've been watching Arsenal for a long time, a lot longer than me, Kenny. You can admit that there's been times where you've seen a referee swallow their whistle to the detriment of Arsenal.
100%. I agree with what you said, but the fact is that the fact is that with that, knowing everything that we know, if the players play into Newcastle's hands and play into the referee's hands, then it's on them. Like, for instance, you talk about Man City benefiting from VAR. Well, the goal that Man City scored in injury time at Molineux Well, you say the goalkeeper was impeded. Well, we got away with one, didn't we? Because Martinelli was holding Edison, but we benefited from that.
The difference is
sometimes we got to think. You know what? It evened itself out because at the end of the day, what if VAR talks about Martinelli holding Edison? We benefit from that. Sometimes we just got to look at it and say, you know what? We still got to concentrate on winning that league because we're not going to win it.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference. Blocking the goalkeeper's eyesight from an offside position is considered, or interfering with the goalkeeper from an offside position is considered, if I'm not mistaken, a thing that disallows the goal. But in the situation with Ederson, there were so many people in and around the box that Martinelli physically could not be offside, as there was a Man City literally right behind him. So even if you tried to say he was going to get to the ball, he would have to physically go past an Arsenal player and a Man City player. It's not just an Arsenal player physically stopping him.
Oh, you're wrong. I'm glad we got the goal but I'm just saying that, some referees. No,
I'm just saying the circumstances are different. We can't.
We got one because he didn't look at it. And
okay, how about this? Explain to me. Saliba is a red card. Last man, but how is Tossins and Van de Ven's not red cards?
Well, can I talk about Tossins? Because I saw Tossins properly. I didn't see you talking about Van de Ven and Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't on TV. Me and Tasha were watching the Chelsea, not the Newcastle game. So obviously we have to look at it again. But in terms of what you said, the Tossing one at Anfield.
Let me tell you what the
I hear what you're saying, but you know when I watch the opposition, I don't look at it and compare what's happening to Arsenal. I just watch their football matches because the game.
There's a simple explanation though, Ken. There's a simple explanation for why those weren't given as red cards and that one was. They weren't going towards goal. One of them was going towards one corner flag and the other one was going to the other corner flag. So that's the reason why they weren't given as red cards, because it weren't an opportunity on goal because they ain't going towards the goal. Our one was a direct one going towards the goal. And the goalkeeper moved away back to his goal because it was going to be an opportunity on goal. I think that's the reasoning that they used is the fact that it was a goal scoring opportunity and it was the last man. I think that's
let's be real. All three of them are red cards.
This is what pisses me off. So immediately they say the difference between this and Saliba's is he's going to the corner flag. What tells you he can't get the ball and get back into the box and fucking score? Like, I'm not talking about you guys right here when I'm swearing. I'm just pissed off because we've seen it numerous times where the ball goes out wide, the player gets the ball, brings it back, and they score. If you want to say that, it wasn't a direct goal-scoring opportunity, is VAR there to determine if it's a direct goal-scoring opportunity or if the challenge is worthy of a red or not?
If it's a clear goal-scoring opportunity, then that is a red card. If it's not,
I think all three of them, all three situations. By the way, the player has the ball at his feet. Is not running onto it, Said, for the Van de Ven one. He's not running onto the ball. I mean, Saad. He's not running onto the ball.
You guys know me for ages, bro.
My bad. It's a mess.
Listen, I think Dan wants to move on, but
this kid woke up. I gotta go deal with it. 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. Look, man, Hooks, I wanted to come to you, man. I was gonna get your opinions on it, but I don't want to chat about it much longer. But let me get your thoughts on what you think. But moving on to the actual performance from Arteta against Liverpool as well, man. Because look, I thought we were electric in the first half, but I did feel like there was a little bit of negativity each time we scored, and it was like, just smell some blood and kill them, man, because they're there for the taking. And I kind of get frustrated. I'm not comparing him to Gareth Southgate when I say this, by the way, but when we used to go 1-0 up under Southgate and then shit ourselves and sit back, kind of felt like Arteta was doing that a bit, and I weren't sure why, man. What's your thoughts, brother?
You know what? Yeah, just quickly, yeah. I think we as a fan base, we moan way too much, man. I can't lie, man. I think we moan way too much, man. Like I guess the reason why we don't call it out as much for other teams is because, well, let's be honest, like, which of us actually and I mean the whole Arsenal fan base now, which of us actually watches every other Premier League game with that level of scrutiny? You don't. You're usually just watching. If someone gets fouled, you're like, okay, maybe it's a time to go sip my drink, or okay, maybe I got time to go to the toilet. Like, you know, you're not really watching with the same level of intensity when you're watching your game. You don't really notice fouls that way. So that's why you don't really call it out as much. And let's be completely honest. Yeah, completely honest. In this Liverpool game, yeah, if that same referee decision happened, which I think the goal should have stood, personally. I don't think there was any foul in there. I don't think anything that Havertz did was wrong. I don't think Kiwior challenging for the ball was a foul. I genuinely think that the ref only blew the whistle when he thought that Arsenal had the goal, pretty much. He could see, oh, damn, the Havertz got to flick the ball over the keeper's head. It's probably going to be a goal now. And that's why I feel like he blew the whistle in it. But let's be completely honest. If we actually went on and scored another goal after that, no Arsenal Twitter is talking about that decision. No Arsenal Twitter is talking about if we got the wrongdoings because we won the game. And that's the problem that I feel like a lot of people have with Arsenal fans specifically on Twitter. Because I don't think it's Arsenal fans that go to the pubs or go to the games. I honestly think it's literally just the Arsenal fans that sit on Twitter after a game and try and build up engagement and get clicks and jump on the bandwagon of things that are happening. Like if we win, like if you go back to the Bournemouth game, yeah, we got the red card, but we should still be winning. And if we win the game, nobody complains. Against Brighton, when we got the red card,
I still complain about the red. Don't get me wrong.
But why? When against Brighton, we got the red, but we got the red when we was winning. If we went on to go win the game, there's nowhere near as mad hysteria about the red. So I honestly feel like
there is. We play Tottenham next.
That doesn't matter because we have a deep squad, and at that point we didn't have nowhere near as much injuries, so nobody's really complaining. Honestly, no one's really complaining. The only reason people are complaining,
I'm complaining after wins. I don't know if you know me.
That's fine. That's fine. Because I'm not specifically talking about you. I'm talking about Arsenal fan base on Twitter, innit? So the point is, yeah, I think it's so much more productive for us as a fan base, yeah, to focus on what we can to a degree control. We can't control what the PGMO are going to do, but to a degree, we can control what Arsenal's going to do. To a degree, obviously, you know, the board is not listening to all of the murmurs and like, but at the ground, you know, if we start doing things in a certain way, it gets on the big screen, then they start talking. So yeah, I guess to go back to your, I guess the original point about the whole going negative. So I think in the first half we had a really good game plan, at least from what I saw, which was whenever they had the ball in their half, we would press them with such an intensity that they would be forced into kicking it long. And whenever they kicked it long, we went, okay, 50-50 time. We're going in 100% each time. We'll try win the first ball. If we don't win the first ball, we'll try win the second ball. If we don't win the second ball, we'll go back. We'll recycle the game plan and we'll go back to pressing them intensely in it. So that's why I feel like in the first half, you saw Liverpool clearing the ball a lot. Like the ball was in the air a lot in that first half and it was working. And then we scored. And then I do feel like we, to a degree, kind of went, it's kind of like everyone went, oh, relief. We got our first goal and they kind of relaxed a bit. And I feel like the same thing happened when we got our second goal. We got our second goal, relaxed a bit, saw out the rest of the half. And then when we came out in the second half, 5 to 10 minutes, I feel like we came out with a bit of a pep in our step. But then after that, it's like Arteta must have signaled, okay, lads, hold. Like, sit back, hold, and we'll try and fortify and force Liverpool to try and get the goal, which I don't understand why he did, because we could have just kept on playing the same way that we was playing, and we probably would have won the game. But then I think we lost the game when I think it was between the 60th to 65th minute. Slot made 3 changes. I don't think any of them 3 changes necessarily was an improvement in quality, but I do think that it brought on fresh legs, it brought on new energy, and it allowed Liverpool to play with more intensity, whereas we didn't react. Therefore, we're more tired than them just in general. So I think if Arteta at that point went, oh, okay, these first 2 to 5 minutes, it's been a bit edgy. Cool. Let me make 3 substitutions to kind of rebalance things, and then things would have been different. So yeah, I do feel like Arteta's kind of adopting similar approaches to like Southgate, Mourinho, dare I say Pulis. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just really disappointed about that game, just in general.
Yeah, look, I've got to be honest. I think like 1-0, 2-1, it's like go for the jugular, get that second goal, get to 2-0, get to 3-1. And I kind of felt like we were a little bit too negative for my liking. Now, don't get me wrong, I thought we were electric in the first half. I feel like the subs could have come on a little bit earlier. But let's just be real, guys. When you are finishing the game with Partey, White, Kivior, and Lewis Skelly as your back four, probably going to concede. And that's what happened. So for me, I think fair play to Núñez and to Salah. Great ball from Trent. But let's be fair, that was all they really did. I didn't think Trent was magnificent. Salah really didn't do much until Timber come off. Obviously, Núñez likewise. I still feel Konaté was their best player. Thought he was an absolute monster, beast. I don't think Martinelli got a touch. I'm starting to worry about him now. I'm not getting it from Martinelli. Kenny said on here months ago, I think Martinelli might not be the guy that we want to move forward with. And I kind of defended him. I'm struggling to defend him at the moment. The first touch was off every single time. Even the goal they equalised from, he miscontrolled and he had all the time in the world. I know it weren't the best ball from Lewis Skelly, but just keep the ball. Do you know what I mean? Keep it moving or square it if you're not under control of it. And he just lets it run. And then they chip it over to Núñez and Salah and it's 2-2. Look, there was positives, there was negatives for sure. But we're missing players now. I'll come to you, Saad, because Odegaard's missing. Saliba was missing. Saliba back. But it looks like Gabriel and Timber are not going to be out for long. Timber, it was just fatigue and cramp. And Gabriel, knee injury, but probably he's not going to keep him out for weeks. Maybe he'll be back for the Newcastle game, I hope. Odegaard's back in training as well, on the grass, apparently. Whatever way you want to look at it, he's going to be back soon in the coming weeks as far as Arteta is concerned, which I think will be after the international break. So we'll only be out without him, Newcastle and Chelsea. We've got to get these players back, man. We've got 4 away games now. We've got Preston away. We got Newcastle away. We got Inter Milan away. We got Chelsea away. Bruv, these fixtures are killing us. The schedule is crazy. I understand we got to play everybody twice, and I understand that fixtures are the same for everyone. But when you have that pile up on that schedule, I feel like it's actually been incredibly unkind. And I'm not one to make excuses normally, but we only had a few weeks ago Villa away, Spurs away, City away, Atlanta away. Now all of a sudden, after the international break, getting more injuries, we've now got Chelsea away, Newcastle away, Inter Milan away, Preston away. We've Liverpool at home in the next 5. This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. We need
weather the goddamn storm. Weather the storm. Dan, you're gonna have a good Merry Christmas and you're gonna have a Happy New Year. Don't worry, because we're gonna be chilling all December. Get over November, get over December, October. If we're still in the race, come the end of this next couple of fixtures, and we don't drop too many points to the likes of Newcastle and Chelsea.
That's the if, Gal. That is the if, Gal, because that's what we have to do. We have to beat Chelsea and Newcastle now. We have to be in both games.
I believe we will. I believe Chelsea, they look like a tough team right now, but we're going to have Odegaard back most likely for that game. It's going to be after the international break.
Really?
We're going to be very confident. Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken, is this weekend.
That's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for Chelsea. This comes from reliable guys. I think it was Team News and Ticks who said it.
He's gonna play for Norway.
They're aiming for Chelsea, for him to start that Chelsea game. Is what apparently they're only telling us now that apparently he's been on grass. Apparently he's been on grass for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So apparently he's been training on grass for 3 weeks, but they've only just told people now. Like, just put it out now to the news channels. But I think I agree with Gal, man. If we can weather the storm, if we can just get through these 2 fixtures against Newcastle and against Chelsea, I think our run gets a lot easier, man. And with our team fully back, I'm convinced we can go on a run.
And a good run of a 15.
Inter? Yeah, a draw versus Inter, I would take that result. If you gave me a draw right now, I'm taking that result, because going away to the San Siro is never easy. It isn't. It's just that simple.
But Saad, let's remember, last season we didn't not win the title because we couldn't handle the big 6 games. We actually
no. I understand that.
Couldn't be the West Hams, and we could still be susceptible, even in like the kind of easier run that we have. So I hear what I do agree to a degree, but I do think that it's not like, yeah, guaranteed after if we make it out of this unholy period that we've had with the fixture list.
But the thing is, if you, the reason why I look at it like this, yeah, is because I heard Ash say something earlier on, and I couldn't agree with it more. Which is, if we are 5 points away from that top spot, we can catch these guys, because Liverpool will definitely drop points and Manchester City will definitely drop points.
Yeah,
those two teams will definitely drop points. Manchester City are winning games 100%, and big ups to them. This is what a world class title winning team does. Yeah, when they're playing shit, when they're not playing good, when they're not playing better than the other team, or getting matched by teams which they are way ahead of and way better than. Yeah, they win games. However, sometimes your luck runs short, bro, and the well starts to run dry of all of this luck that you're getting, all of these like last minute results. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. And I'm telling you right now that Man City will drop points and Liverpool will drop points, because
but so will we.
Us capitalize. I don't think so. Not with the easy runs that we have, a lot of home games, some away games. I think the main one that I'm focused on after this whole run that we have, the main one I'm focused on after this is Fulham away, because Fulham have proved to be a difficult team. We saw how they played against City, where Fulham should have won that game. If Adama Traore had a clinical bone in his body and he wasn't a bozo and an idiot, then he would have scored 2 goals, and then it would have been Manchester City tears. They're crying on the timeline, but instead they have sorry.
Nottingham Forest is not an easy game, bro.
You want to know something?
Okay, that's your opinion on it. I don't think it's hard for us to.
I'm not even looking at easy or hard. I'm just simply saying, everyone's talking about how we're playing. Everyone's talking about the injuries. Everyone's talking about everything that's gone negative for us. Everything's not going to go perfect for anybody. But right now, we're going through a rough patch and we're still touching distance. Imagine when we get all our players back, how well we're going to be flying up against all these teams. I genuinely think this is the tough part of the season for us right now. The fixtures are also tough, plus the circumstances with the injuries and the red cards. The moment we stop getting stupid red cards and the moment we get a couple of these players back ready to go, our team's going to be flying. It's going to be like the Dubai trip all over again. We're going to come back after the international break, have Odegaard, have Saka, have Saliba, have Gabriel Magalhaes back. Timber's ready. Hopefully, Calafiori, they said it's going to be 1 to 2 week injury. He's going to be back. It's not a long-term injury. So things are looking good for us. And also, don't forget, Man City, Rodri's out for the season. We know we are a better team than Liverpool with rotation. We did what we did to them at our ground. I think we could do that to many teams in this league. We need to stop feeling sorry for ourselves after a couple of results. We need to stop coming to grand conclusions. If Man City or Liverpool were in our position right now, they would still have the utmost belief in their team. But unfortunately, there's friends of the show that are continuously dropping their heads and giving up.
Yeah, and a lot of people are. Oh, sorry, mate.
Go on, Sad. No, go on, Sad.
No, I just want to say a lot of people are saying that we will drop points, we will drop points, we will drop points. I can understand that we will drop points. Yes, I can understand that. But all I'm saying is, if you look at the games that we've gotten out of the way, Villa away, Tottenham away, Man City away, Liverpool at home. Okay, that's the game we should be winning. But getting rid of these ones, Newcastle away, Chelsea away. Look at these games. These games that are normally the ones that, oh my goodness, you know what? This could be where Arsenal might lose it. This could be where Arsenal might go and take a slip. Newcastle away. If we can get a win at Newcastle away, that's that game out of the way. That last year was a problem for us. It's the same thing with the whole Everton away. Do you remember when we used to have that bad luck against Everton? Like, bro, we just... This is the thing. I think that right now they haven't hit the hard games that we have. So it's yeah, I just and to be honest, the small teams, listen, it is what it is, bro. I think I'm confident seeing the team coming back. These players have been injured. They've been rested. They haven't been consistently playing. Saka, just from what he done in the game against Liverpool, bro, you can see
The
that
first half
just
was
that
insane.
little bit of rest, Look what it done for Saka, bro. He came back, looked refreshed, bro. Looked brand new. Imagine how Odegaard's gonna come back.
He corked.
You guys know that's our first defeat of the season was against Bournemouth. Like, we haven't lost too many games in this league. Even though we got a couple of draws, people are making it seem like we're going to lose the league because of too many draws. I get it. We that's happened in the past, but we can easily go on a run and collect points, consecutive points easily throughout.
I agree with this.
We've seen it before with our teams going on 13, 12, 10 game totals where we've consistently won games. Let's not forget that. We can do that again.
But the problem isn't us. That's not the problem. The problem is will Man City drop more points than us? That's the question that we have to ask.
No. We need to stop thinking about Man City.
No. But you can't say that.
Because they don't think about us. They know.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why Man City doesn't think about other teams, Igal, because they're currently at the top, have dropped the least points. Bear in mind, I'm telling you, we've already dropped more points than them. And we usually always, at least for the last 10 years, drop more points than them. So that's why we have to be like, okay, whoa, that Brighton game, that Bournemouth game, that Man City game, that Liverpool. That's why we have to look at it that way, because I hate to break it to people. After if when we beat Newcastle, because I think we will beat Newcastle, the Chelsea game, I'm a bit up in the air. I think the most realistic result is probably a draw. But even if we do win those two games, we're not going to win every single other game after that. We are going to.
What I'm saying.
But what tells you that? What tells you that?
That's not even what I'm saying.
What tells you that? Based no, hold on, Miguel, because I want to get into no, but can we not go on a run? Did you not think we can go on a 15 game? Do you not think we can go on a 15 game winning run?
I don't think we've ever gone on a 15 game winning run.
We have 100%. We did last season. What are you talking about?
13
games under Arsene Wenger's second league.
Okay, wow, 2 games off. 2 games.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm aware that we are able to go on runs. I'm not debating that. I was watching Arsenal last season. You know, I was one of the people that believed we'd win it last year. But what I'm saying is I saw us go on that run and still not win the league because we dropped more points than Man City. This is my point.
I know, but you're looking at historical fallacies. I'm looking at
historical evidence to
no.
Try and
what you're doing is you're drawing conclusions from what has happened with previous teams, previous squads, and slightly different teams. Like, we have better players now. We have a better squad now. We have more experience now. We have players who have developed to a level where they are a lot more understanding of the situation and how the weather situations. We have just had unprecedented circumstances. 3 red cards in 9 games. We've had 2 games versus top teams where we ended up drawing from winning positions. And I am not worried that we can still bridge a gap. It's not like it's a 7-point gap to us and Man City. How many points is it right now?
I think what we have to do, there's 5 points and 4
it's
points.
Not that crazy.
Liverpool, right?
If we would have lost, it would have been a 7-point gap, and we would have been sitting here. People would have said
that's what we can't now do, Igal. So we can't go into Chelsea and Newcastle and draw these games. We can't.
We can't.
Must wins.
Also, we've seen it before.
Yeah.
They go and drop points to Bournemouth. All of a sudden, everyone's going to say, wow, we got lucky. Everyone's going to be all surprised. We don't have to look at their games. I'm not watching City games. I expect them to win. If they lose, they lose. If they drop points, they drop points. But I expect them to win every game. And from now on, we just need to win our games. And eventually, when we play them, we take 3 points off them. Liverpool, when they play them, they take 3 points off them. And boom, we're back in it.
Okay. Well, look, this is where we're at right now, right? We've got this Preston game first. Yeah, we're looking ahead. I understand why. Inter Milan, I would take a point now at San Siro. I think that's a good point. A lot of people will say, no, we've got to win. I don't think we have to win, but I do think that it would make it very, very comfortable for us. But I think it's a tough place to go. Preston is a must-win game because obviously it's a cup competition, right? I want to win this League Cup big time. I don't want to be mucking around in these competitions going out again like this manager has done in the last few by just disrespecting them, right? I want to go all the way in this competition because we must win a trophy this season. Like we must, even if it is the League Cup, right? We must. So I want to see that happening. We've got to get players back. But at the moment, I believe we have rotation anyway. I don't expect to see some of the players from the weekend. I don't expect to see Saka. Don't expect to see Timber, Gabriel. Don't expect to see Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, those sort of players, right? Looks, let me come to you, man, because I know you don't have long, bruv. This League Cup, we need to stop disrespecting it, in my opinion. I would play a fairly respectable team. Not the strongest, but my players I'm talking about are the likes of, I think it's going to be rare in goal unless he goes with Setford because Neto is cup tied. Who said that? So
apparently he's hinted about starting Setford for his debut because he wants to integrate him into the squad. So
okay, so he'll be in goal then. I think we need to look at the back line seriously. One of Zinchenko or Lewis Skelly will play at left back, I believe. Obviously, Kivior will start left-sided centre back. Then the right-hand side, he's got to be strong, in my opinion. We haven't got time to muck around. It's got to be White and Saliba. There's no other options, in my opinion. Then in midfield, I think you've got to go Jorginho and Nwaneri, and then either Zinchenko or Lewis Skelly, unless you want to play Marino or Rice. But I don't know if you really want to do that. If you do, then go for it with Marino, in my opinion, not Rice. Rice needs a rest. Sterling, Jesus, and Martinelli on the left. For me, some people are saying Havertz will play up top. What are you saying for this one, Hooks?
I got a lineup already. Can I show you?
Oh, okay.
I agree with what you're saying. My lineup is okay. So my lineup's a bit different from this. So what I went was Setford in goal. So I agree there. Lewis Skelly, I agree there. I actually went with Maldini and Saliba with Timber on the right. I went with
Maldini. Wow.
I said Maldini.
Yeah, you get me. You got to give the shot because you know what it is. Yeah, like I hear what you're saying about. I think we need to put out a respectable side, a side that's respectable. But I still
Maldini in there is respectable.
Yeah, because we have to live by our values.
Why would you not play Aiden Heaven?
Because I think Maldini is a better defender than Aiden Heaven personally. That's why I choose Maldini over Aiden Heaven. And then I went with Marino, Nwaneri, and Salah in the midfield. And then I went with the front three of Sterling, Trossard up top, and Martinelli on the left. And I mean, we don't actually have a lot of options on that left-hand side, that left wing side. Because when I was coming to, I was like, oh yeah, who's that young guy?
Bro, you can't disrespect championship sides.
Yeah, but it's not even disrespect because I even looked at Preston. Yeah, Preston this season, yeah, they've had a big problem. They're actually our brothers in more ways than one. They've gone invincible. They've also had like 3 red cards this season. They're currently sitting 16th in the championship. Their last 5 games, they've drawn 3, 1, 2. They have a big problem with like keeping goals out the back of their net. Like, I don't think that we need to play as strong of a team as people may think. And Arsenal to me has always been Carabao Cup. You give a chance to the youth. So I don't want to sacrifice all of that just because we're like dying for a trophy. So put out a respectable team and give chance to the youth.
Let me show you my team now.
This is what I was thinking. Sorry, Gal. This was what I was thinking. With across the front, you got Jesus up top instead of Havertz, Sterling instead of Saka. Martinelli, I would play just because I think the kid needs confidence and goals. You could play Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri in front of Jorginho, but if you want to put Marino in on the left at 8, then I'm cool with that. I think Zinchenko, we've got to play him at some stage. I mean, he doesn't get a game against Preston. What is the actual point of this guy? And then you've obviously got Saliba and Kivior as centre half. White at right back, and then I would have played Raya in goal, but I didn't know they're looking at this Setford guy in goal. So that's where I'm at, to be fair. I want to bring Kenny in, but Gal, go on, quickly go through your team, man.
How about this? Just change Miles Lewis Skelly with Moreno and change Jesus with Trossard. And that can you show me the lineup one more time?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, sure. So you have it quite similar to me, I think.
I actually had Miles Lewis Skelly in for Kivior because Arteta's been giving him a lot of game time. I think no. Miles Lewis Skelly for Zinchenko, I mean.
Okay.
So Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back, and then Moreno as the left midfielder. And instead of Jesus, I would actually start Trossard. Jesus don't deserve to. Okay. Yeah, Jesus don't deserve to play right now. He's not impactful.
He will though, bro. He will though. Jesus, if he doesn't play Jesus, I don't really know when the hell he's going to play either. Jesus and Zinchenko, we just need to get rid of these guys in the summer.
Yeah, Jesus is probably going to play. You're right.
He will play. So, he will play.
Same team, just swap Zinchenko with Miles Lewis-Skelly and put in Moreno.
Okay.
Because we need Moreno to get used to playing with us.
Now, and you know what? He was actually good. I thought he was actually good.
He was shaky to start. You should have seen the outrage when he gave away the ball from Mo Salah's shot.
I remember. I was there. I thought, what is he doing? But he was really coming to the game, man. Kenny, what are you saying about this game? Because I want to take it seriously. I'm not being disrespectful to these kids, but I don't want to be seeing, if Setford's in goal, that's cool. But I don't want to then start with Josh Nichols coming in, Heaven coming in, Maldini coming in. Up top, we got Salah on the wing, and up top we got. I think we're going to be doing way too much there, man. In my opinion. Oh, you're on mute, Kenny.
Look, I'm not that Arsene Wenger thing, giving kids a chance and everything. And then you look at the kids that he gave a chance over the years. How many of them actually developed into first team players for their club? Didn't happen. I remember seeing players like Sanchez Watts. What did Sanchez Watts do with his career? Or Henry Lansbury, he had a good career, but there's certain players. Frimpong, another one of those players who never made it. Let's try and win the competition. Because if we beat Preston, we get a big tie. We get one of the big boys, knock him out, and then we got a path to Wembley. Because at the end of the day, we haven't won anything for 5 years, and it's still a major trophy. There's still good enough players to play. Sterling. You can play him. You can play Jesus, who's bereft of a lot of confidence. A game like that against Preston, I think he could do a game. They're talking about Timber, but I think maybe that's probably a step too far. Let's see if we can get him for Newcastle. But Lewis-Skelly, 100%. Let's face it, he's been promoted in the first team reckoning over Zinchenko. I mean, last two games, big game against Liverpool, Zinchenko, when we can actually. Go 3-2 up, attacking full back, brings on Lewis-Skelly. It says a lot. And even against Saturday last week, he didn't even bring him on. So I like to see Lewis-Skelly in the side. Obviously, Nwaneri, 100% would like to see him. But in terms of in terms of defence, you know what? Saliba didn't play. Saliba, is he going to be all right? Is he? How many games banned did he have?
Just one.
No, it's just one game.
One game. I wouldn't mind seeing him tomorrow. Him alongside, Kivior, right back, left back combination.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say something to that. Benjamin White as well. He was out with a bit of injury. Could do a bit more match fitness. I wouldn't say no to that. And then Nwaneri, I'll pick him. I wouldn't say no to Kai Havertz playing as well, but I think we could go 3/4 strong and still play the youngsters, and then still get a good result because again it's away from home. It's going to be a hardish game. It's a cold Wednesday night in Lancashire, but I think if we match Preston for ambition, then we win this comfortably, and then put us in good stead for Newcastle. So yeah, I expect we're going to win anyway. We're going to win.
Yeah.
And that's not disrespectful to Preston. I just think it's a good opportunity for us to, progress in the competition and go on this run of games that we need to go on because, set us up for the league. And then we got the difficult game against Milan.
Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. I actually am with you. I think we just have to win this game. Hooks, before you go, what are you telling me about tomorrow night? What are you expecting prediction-wise?
I'm expecting a comfortable win, to be honest.
About that, man.
So I looked at their team and there's a few names that I recognize, like where they got Robbie Brady. They have Ched Evans, who I would have said is probably their biggest threat, but I've heard that he's out injured. So they're not even really going to be playing that strong of a team versus us. They've been on bad-ish form, whereas I feel like we've been pretty good. Yeah, Saka probably does start with this.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, he probably does start. But I expect a victory. I expect nothing less than a victory. And I know that it's going to be a hard, cold night up north, but I think that we're well versed in these kind of fixtures. I would go with like a 4-0 personally. Like I can see us just running away with the game. I think based on our squad depth, we don't really have much choice but to play, I guess what you would say is a Premier League level frontline. So, and I just don't think that Preston will be able to cope with that. I feel like Preston will probably sit back and allow us to play. And I know it doesn't work out too well usually when we go up against Premier League teams. But again, the quality of play, I don't know if they'll be able to handle wave of attack. So yeah, I'm confident. I'm positive. I expect a big win. And yeah, we can, I guess, decide once and for all who is the better invincible club in it. So
the invincible derby, man. The invincible derby. Love, man. Listen, bro, I know you got to shoot, my bro, but thanks so much for coming on for the hour, man. It's been a pleasure as always. Make sure you go follow Halftime Hooks, and you'll see him on here next time. Big up, bro.
Great. Take care. Thanks for having me on, man, and enjoy the rest of the convo, lads.
Come on, man. Love. Gal, let me give you a scenario, bro. Let me give you a scenario. Oh, you're on mute, man.
I said one of your cousins is playing for Preston. I just looked at.
Oh, is there a Potts? Is there a Potts? Wow.
Yeah, he's playing left wing back.
There's Dan Potts. There is a Dan Potts who used to play for Luton. Maybe it's him. There's also another Freddie Potts, I think, who plays for West Ham.
His name's Brad. His name is Brad Potts.
Brad Potts. The Brad Potts. There we go. There's a few, man. There's a few of my brothers and cousins about, man. I wish. Now listen. Let me give you a scenario, right? I'm not saying we're going to walk it, but let's say we comfortably win tomorrow night against Preston. And Ethan Nwaneri gets 2 goals again. Another brace like he did at Bolton. Would you start him against Newcastle in the 10 ahead of Trossard?
Why not?
Because I would. And it might not mean that Trossard.
You know what I would do?
It might mean that we put him out the wing.
If we smash Preston in the first half, I would sub him off and have him ready for the next game.
Look, I'm with you, and the reason I bring it up is I don't really know when the guy's going to start games. It will be in the Carabao Cup and the Carabao Cup only.
Yeah,
if Odegaard comes back, we're not going to really see much of the kid otherwise. For me, I don't think Martinelli is flying at the moment. I'm disappointed by the start of his season, if I'm honest. I've started to see a little bit of improvement in the last couple of games, but I didn't think he was great against Liverpool. I think he scored the lowest ratings out of everyone, right? So I look at it and I think, yeah, do you know what? Trossard could be pushed out left, and then we could have Nwaneri in the middle until Odegaard comes back. Why not do this? Like, for me, I would 100% try this. If he gets a brace against Bolton, yeah, it's only Bolton. Then he goes and does the same thing away at Preston, yeah, it's only Preston. It's only right that, hang on a minute, this guy scored 4 goals in 2 games, let's just say. He needs to now be given the nod. Now, if he has a stinker, fair play, we won't have to worry about it. But I'm looking at this kid ready for him to be lit up. Like, I like everything about him when he comes on. I'm a real big fan of him. I want to see him given a chance, man. And I feel like why Odegaard is out, when he comes back, absolutely rightly so, he should be on the.
I've been screaming for him to get game time from when Odegaard went down. I've been saying you should have played him starting from a Leicester game. He came on, made a big difference. If I'm not mistaken, the Southampton game, he was. Did he not come on in that game also and make a big difference? If I'm not mistaken, the Bournemouth game, The Bournemouth game, he was one of the only people who was driving late in the game when he came in that game also. And then I don't really recall him doing much in Shakhtar and Liverpool, but overall, I do think he has been a very positive impact off the bench. Does Mikel Arteta want to keep him as an impact off the bench, or is he planning on eventually starting him? Because the League Cup games is not enough, I think. Yeah, you should give him a start. But is Newcastle the right midfield to go up against for a youngster? That's the only concern.
Saying that. Huh?
What?
What did you say?
Is Newcastle the wrong midfield to go up against, though?
Newcastle got a great midfield. Tonali, Bruno, and Joe Linton. I understand that, right? But I just look at their kid and I think, like, when is it going to be then? Like, if we're worried about it, then we've left ourselves in a scenario where if we don't think this kid's ready, we should have bought somebody in the summer or kept hold of Smith Rowe. That's what I'm getting at. And if we're not going to see this kid, Like, I think he is ready from what I've seen. But if we're not going to see him, then what is the manager actually doing?
No, but what if his role? What if his role is just to come off the bench and be an impact for the whole year?
That's fine. Then do that though, because we're not even seeing that really, are we?
We have
No, we haven't, bro.
Not enough.
We haven't, bro.
Versus Leicester.
With all due respect,
he came on.
I can't lie. Do you know what? Yeah, with all due respect to Arteta, like, it's been shameful what he's done with Nwaneri, bro. The only time he throws Nwaneri in is when
harsh.
No, shameful. It is because the only you know me, Gal. I got love for Mikel Arteta. I don't want him out. I think he's a very good manager, but what he's done with Ethan Nwaneri is shameful, because what he's done with Ethan Nwaneri is thrown him in the game when we were losing. Whenever it's going downhill, he throws him on. He never throws him on when we're winning. He never throws him on in like the 60th minute when we're like 2-0 up or something. Like, bro, let the either start the kid or bring him on in the 60th minute. Let him bring him on in like the 50th minute, bro. Let him get like even somewhat of a half into him in the Premier League against Premier League oppositions. And Arteta's not doing it. And it is shameful, bro, because he needs to. I understand easing him in. I understand people saying like, oh, we need to make sure he's right. But you can see, even when he comes on against Tottenham, bro, and he's not shook. He's not shook to run forward. He'll take the ball and he'll run forward. He looks for balls forward. He looks for the forward pass. You can see that he's ready to go that next level. Just give him that opportunity. And against Southampton, against teams like Southampton and against Leicester, he definitely could have started those games, because those teams are on a lower level. They're not as good as us, and I feel like he could really have made a difference, bro. So with Ethan, do you want, because they've made the decision, him and Edu have made the decision to have Ethan as the backup to Odegaard. So why is he not being played? Why have we then gone and played Trossard if he was the backup for Odegaard? And it just, for me, I feel like this kid really is a shining light, and I don't want him to sit here and be like, oh, you know what? I think Cheeto was right. These men don't even rate the youth enough to let them play in games and start games.
He's
or
the last person who can say that.
Getting any games or anything like that. Because
one second. He's the last person who can say Cheeto was right. Man's 17-year-old. He's 16 when he made his debut. He's played already this season 5 games as a 17-year-old. Let's not do this. He's not getting game time stuff. Yes, he's not getting starting minutes, but the kid is just now fully breaking through. He's played 5 games. I think Arteta's slowly but surely going to ramp up the minutes that he gives him. And at this moment in time, if we go to Newcastle away and he starts, I think it would actually be more surprising than if he was to come off the bench. I would expect him to come off the bench, and I would expect him to start this game, have a full 90, do really good versus Preston, and continue to improve and continue to ramp up his minutes in the league, because he hasn't played too many minutes with grown men. Let's not act like it's not. Arteta's doing him a favor, not throwing him in, giving him 45 minutes at times.
Look, I personally feel like, Cheeto will be mine, by the way. I don't know what's going on with this kid. A hat-trick in 20 minutes for Man United on his debut. Crazy. But look, we've obviously got rid of him.
23s.
Huh?
He's playing under 23s. That's a
16-year-old. As a 16-year-old.
That's too easy.
That's what I'm saying. You don't think that's good? You don't think that's good? Come on, Igal.
No. I think it's good, but I'm just saying he's clearly ready for men's football.
Obviously, it's the under 18s. People are telling me in the chat like it was the men's game. I do watch Man United most weekends. He definitely didn't score for the men's game. Look, he's a talent, yeah. But what I'm getting at is Ethan Nwaneri is a player that we should 100% be looking at trying to utilize more. Now, I'm not the boss. I don't know how ready he is, but he certainly looks lively when he comes on. I'd like to see him given a little bit more time. That's all I'm saying. Now, he's definitely going to play tomorrow night. Yeah, okay. He 100% is going to play tomorrow night, and I'm sure he's starting. I'm sure he'll play very, very well. He's actually the one I'm looking forward to the most watching. And if I'm honest with you, that says a lot about Jesus and Sterling, doesn't it? That I'm looking at Nwaneri to come in ahead of those two, because those two are kind of done out here, in my opinion. I'm not ready to give up on them as a season yet, but let's be real. We know what's happening with those two. They ain't going to be here in the summer. Yeah, and there's actually quite a few, if I'm honest with you. There's about maybe 7 or 8 that we're going to have to look at in the summer. Like, real talk. And people will say we don't want to be buying 7 or 8 players, but we definitely need to have about 7 or 8 players that we might need to actually upgrade upon here. And I've just got to be ruthless and honest that I look at the moment and I think we're growing. We've got to get across the line, and the sentimental value's got to go. Is Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Kieran Tierney, Jesus, Sterling, Jorginho, Partey? I've got to say it. Kenny did say it. Martinelli. Are we looking at these individuals thinking you're going to get us across the line as a part of the squad? And I think there's genuine question marks for quite a lot of those.
I hear it. By the way, as we were speaking, I went to go look at Phil Foden's 2018-19 season, like the season he actually broke through, right? Just to give to give you guys an example of what happened for him. He did not get a start until game week 33 that season. And after that, when the league was pretty much almost wrapped up, he only got 3 starts. 13 games played, 3 starts in his first full season with Man City. Some of those games, majority of those games, he was on the bench or he was not even in the squad. So I would expect, as much as we love Ethan, guys, I don't think Arteta is going to go and start giving him 90 minutes right now.
Can you tell me the players that were playing in front of Phil Foden that season, please?
I can go check. So Manchester United, he played 1 minute. The starting 11 for Man City in that game. 1 second. I'm just trying
I'll tell you who they were if you to save you looking. Bernardo Silva, David Silva, and KDB.
Some of the best midfielders in the league.
So
we've got nobody at the moment.
Fernandinho, David Silva, and Bernardo Silva.
There we go. So my point is, and I understand what you're meaning, that Foden was molded incorrectly. That's what Ethan should be. But as I say, in the summer, we did not go and do enough. So now Ethan is one of our options that we need to be utilising now. And this is my point. If he's not ready, and you're saying he's not Egal, he's not going to, and the manager doesn't think he's ready. The manager's failed us in the summer.
I'm not saying he's not ready. I'm just saying I think Mikel Arteta is doing the right approach, not doing a Ange Postecoglou saying, "Oh, Mikey Moore is ready to start, play 62 minutes, doesn't do shit, and the team loses." We don't want those kind of performances. That can actually negatively impact the player and the team. We currently have too much to lose.
Who do you suggest we bring on instead of him then? Like Tomiyasu, or who are we trying to put in that place?
No. I'm not saying he can't make a difference off the bench. I'm just simply saying starting, I want him to play, and I'm saying give him like maybe 30, 40 minutes off the bench when we need a different type of football to be played. We need a little bit more forward-thinking player. Bring him on.
I think Jonathan's bang on here, man.
But to start him,
he trusts 11 to 14 players. He doesn't trust all 20. He only trusts 11 to 14 still, Miguel. That is facts.
That's understandable. We are not in a situation where we can take too many risks.
Okay.
You guys understand that? Thomas Partey playing right back was the right decision.
No. What I agree with you is that he doesn't, but he wants to mold him in. But you're making out like, let's just calm down with Ethan. Let's just play all the other 3 guys. There isn't another 3 guys. There isn't.
I hear that.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I hear that. We need creativity. He offers it. I'm still saying play him. I'm just saying we don't have to throw him to the wolves and say, like, I was calling for him to get more game time since the Man City game. Since the Tottenham game. Give him more game time. I'm saying ramp it up slowly. Right now, he's getting 4 to 10 minutes off the bench at the end of games. Maybe give him 20 to 30 minutes. Ease him in. Because just going from 10 minutes a Premier League game all the way to a full 90, that's a big jump. I think easing the player into the role makes more sense than just throwing him out there saying, sink or swim, you're ready to go play full 90.
Okay. No, listen, I hear it. I hear what you're saying. Let me close on this, Kenny. Let me bring this into you, to you, bro. Igal thinks me and him are going to be chilling at Christmas and in December. He's told me already. I'm going to sit in my armchair and I'm going to have my
be on vacation, bro. in Greece.
I'm gonna be chilling. I'm in my mince pies. I'm gonna have my Disaronno and my spiced rum. I'm gonna sit and chill. I'm gonna say, Gal told me I can relax, right? But actually, Kenny, I've got to be real. Let me bring this up actually, because there's actually some fixtures. Let's look at the fixtures after this Chelsea game that we have to get through this period of time, and I get it, right? After Chelsea, we've obviously got Forest at home, which, let's be real, isn't going to be easy. I expect us to win, but Nuno's really got them firing at the moment. I expect to see a difficult game, but last year we got through that. Then we've got Sporting away, which I ain't chilling over because Victor Gyökeres gives everyone nightmares at the moment. Then we've got West Ham away. That should be a win. Normally, that's a horrible fixture because they hate us and we kind of grew up this stupid rivalry over Declan Rice. Last year it was a 6-0. That should be an easy win under Lopetegui, right? After that, we've then got Manchester United, who look like they're going to have Amorim by the end of the week. So that's going to be a different game now, but it is at the Emirates. Then we've got Fulham away, which is never easy. Last season, we lost there. And then we get Monaco Champions League. And then we've got Everton, which is very nice. But then I think away, then we go away to London clubs, Palace. I think we've got Brentford, obviously Ipswich at Christmas. And then Brentford. We'll stop there because obviously that's gone into the new year there. So I wanted to get out to about January there. What are you telling me, Kenny? Are you thinking this could be a bit of a chill in December, January? Because some of those still look difficult to me, man.
Well, if we don't rotate players, then we're asking trouble. So Nwaneri will get games. He has to get games just from necessity. People talk about, we're not when we get our best team back, when we'll kick. Well, why can't we win games with the players we got? Why is it that at every other club, the second string has a title-winning mindset? Why not our players? I mean, this is the third season in succession that we challenged for the title. I don't understand why it has to be the first 11, the first 14 players that has that title-winning mindset. What if they get injured? Are we trying to say we can't be competitive for football match, not win a football match with the other 11 out of the 20, the rest of the 25? It's ridiculous. It makes me gag because if that's the mindset, then we're never going to win the league. Because if all our alleged best players get injured, then we got no chance. But my thing with Arsenal, I ain't got a problem with Liverpool or all the other big teams. I expected Arsenal to play like that on Sunday. That's probably our best performance, the best 70 minutes I've seen of Arsenal. As well as I've seen the PSG game. My beef with Arsenal, my problem is two things. We don't raise our level against the other teams. For some reason, we're not doing that. We let teams that we in the bottom 10, like get a spelling game at the Emirates as well as away from home, and we came stuck against Bolton. So when people think that we should be beating these teams, yeah, we should, but we have to earn the right. We can't just raise our game because it's Man City, it's Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool. We've got to have that kind of intensity in every game, or you're not winning no titles. I'm sorry, that's the thing. I look at another reason my beef as well was the manager. You guys rate the manager. I've had enough of him. I'm sick of him. The reason I can't stand the man is he's negative. I don't like negativity.
How it is, Kenny.
It reminded me what he did last week against Shakhtar Donetsk, who was one of the worst teams I've seen in years. Bolton Wanderers gave the last game to Shakhtar Donetsk. We won him up. He's negative. Against Liverpool, when we're on top, yeah, I understand fatigue, but Liverpool didn't come all guns blazing. They came for a point. They don't play like that way on the slot. They play a more classical music version of football, not the rock and roll, like heavy metal, grunge rock football they're playing under Klopp. So in that respect, his negativity cost us again, and that's my main beef. He hasn't got over what happened 2 years ago, and I respect that. I really do respect that because, in essence, that did cost us the league. The goals we were conceding, the leads we were conceding, and then eventually, the wheels came off. So, but the problem is, when you have that mindset and you take it into this season where we are giving them teams outside the top 10 and into the game, i.e. some sort of in the game, not all of them are going to be good enough to put us to the sword. But if we don't raise that level of intensity in all the games we play, it'd be one of those teams who are going to do us. It could be a Brentford away. It could be Crystal Palace away because, and it's a London derby. We have to. What I'm trying to say is that in those games, from now until the end of the season, we've got to treat every game like a Man City, because if we don't, we're gonna come unstuck. And if we don't rotate players with this schedule, then we're asking for trouble. Don't rely on your
How many games
11
do you think we can afford to drop? Like, real talk, we've obviously dropped some points, and some people are having meltdowns saying it's over and stuff. I disagree that it's over, but real talk, how many points do you think we can afford now to drop, like, to the end of the season? Like, how many games?
We have to assume. We have to. I think. I'm not going to go by points we can drop. I'm going to go what points I think will win the league. And if I feel that there's a third, three isn't the crowd, the Liverpool involved, I would say I'm not one for exaggeration. I think 95, 90. 97. No, not 90. I think 95, 97 points could be the target.
Wow.
Why not?
Does anyone agree with that? That's a lot, man. That's hell of a lot.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm thinking that from what we've seen in the last 2 seasons, we've got to be immaculate to sit. Yeah. Immaculate. We can't.
We ain't getting 95, 97 points, bro. Miguel, you're on mute.
I think we could drop. Call me crazy. I think we could drop another 12 points and still win the league.
What? That's nuts. No, that doesn't make sense.
That's 2 losses. That's 2 losses and 3 draws. Because let's look at it. The last couple of years, 91 points was winning you the league. I think it's going to be around the same points. So if we're going to base it on what the league title is saying, right now we can get close to around 112 points. Sorry, 115 points to win every single game, right? At this point, so if we win every single game from now on, we would get 104, right? Because we've dropped
105. We dropped 9 points.
Okay, 105, right? So take 12 points off 105. That leaves us with what?
93.
So I think 93 points could win you the league. That's not crazy, is it?
No, it ain't, to be fair.
I'm leaving. I'm being realistic here. I do expect another maybe 3 draws or maybe 3 losses from now to the rest of the season. But that means we need to start winning, and we need to continue to win and get that gap back, because 12 points is ambitious. Really and truly, we have dropped more than 12 points over the last couple of years.
I think sorry.
No, go ahead, Ken.
No, I just think that what will kill us will be the teams we underestimate in the bottom half of the table. And it's not, we won't do it on purpose, but it's our intensity in certain games. Mikel as well. He needs to sort of like get over what happened 2 years ago. Because when I look at his tactics, especially when we're ahead of games, and he tries to make ourselves difficult to beat, all we're doing is inviting pressure. And let's face it, there's no Swindon Towns in the Premiership no more. 1994 style, Derby 2008, or Sunderland 2006. These are teams that can hurt you any given day. That is why that when you got the foot on the throat, squeeze hard, mate. Get the studs in the in the windpipe. Don't let them come out for air, because if you let teams come out for air in this league, we'll get punished. We haven't been punished enough, in terms of Arsenal and Leicester, because we had enough quality to win the games in injury time. But we can't keep on doing that. That's why I was really pleased with the Liverpool match. But I'll be furious if we don't match that intensity on Saturday. And Chelsea as well. We know we're going to be up for it, Chelsea. But we don't match that intensity. It's not the Forest. I'm going to be angry, because that's a sort of banana skin we don't need. Because Forest are no mugs. Yeah, no mugs, and they're going to be up for it. They've got nothing to lose. They got Woods who can't stop scoring. They got Paceberg and Langer, although there's a reason why they play for not. And Hudson-Odoi as well. Plus they play with they play
Gibbs White.
when they don't have the ball, they play a bit similar to us, a bit negative, but they got the quality and pace to nick something. So again, if we don't match them for intensity, then we've only got ourselves to blame. That's where
I think
I fear we can come unstuck.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I think going into after the international break and after this whole Chelsea game, we're going to have our whole team coming up. Our whole team's going to be available, and listen, I can see us going on a good run, and I know people are saying, we're going to drop points, we're going to lose. As long as we win the next 2 games, I think we're all Gucci. I understand you guys are saying Nottingham Forest this and Nottingham Forest that, but last season we played in first game of the season, and do you know what I mean? We all know what happened. Do you know what I mean? Saka came out firing with that amazing goal that he scored against them, top bins. So listen, at the moment, I think when we get all of our players back, Odegaard gets back into the team, I think we'll start seeing a lot of attacking football. I don't know why we weren't doing it now, because we still had the capabilities to do it. But we started the season slow anyway. We've started the season slow. The only thing this season is that he's gone a bit more, because I can see what he's trying to do when he plays all negative. I can kind of understand the reasoning behind it. He's trying to get more control in games, but he's too negative. You can be a little negative and have control of the game, but if you're too negative, then you're just inviting unnecessary pressure, which I can understand the people complaining about it. Like there's a way to do it, and I feel like we're doing it wrong at the moment. So we just got to find that perfect balance between attacking football and defensive football. And yeah, we just need to find that perfect balance. And at the moment, I think Arteta's not finding that perfect balance. I think we're going way too negative, especially in games where, especially that Liverpool game, man. That second half, we should have come out there firing. We should have come out firing, expecting to get that third goal.
Well, we just need no more red cards, and we go on to it.
No, I don't care. No, I don't care about the red cards, bro. The red cards have nothing to do with it, because even with the red cards, I still think you will have enough on the pitch. Apart from the Man City game, I fully understand the Man City game, and I doubt there is any Arsenal fan in this planet that would say what we did in the Man City game was not the right thing to do. That was definitely the right thing to do. However, the Brighton game, and what was the other game? And the Bournemouth game, we should have had more than enough there to win those games. Do you know what I mean? And if we didn't just, when we got those red cards, we just literally capitulated within ourselves, hid behind our defensive line, and just said, you know what? Come at us. We're just going to try and protect that lead. Against Bournemouth, we didn't even have a lead, so I don't know what we were trying to protect. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just it's completely outrageous. But listen, I can understand from both sides of it. I understand what Arteta is trying to do, but he's not going about it the right way. And I can understand that people getting frustrated, like myself, because listen, I said this at half time. What you don't do now, don't go and give Liverpool possession. If I can see that, and I ain't got no UEFA B license, I ain't got a coaching badges, but I can see that if you don't get, if you don't give Liverpool possession, they can't do nothing. They cannot do nothing. And what do we do? We give them possession, let them get into the game, let them get comfortable, let them dictate tempo, let them set the pace of the game, bro. And that's just that simple, man. We keep on doing it to ourselves, and we keep on sticking the knife in our own back. Do you know what I mean?
That's my last couple.
Can I say just one more thing?
Yeah, go on, Nico.
We're always 1 weekend away from everyone just being back to calm. I feel like we're same way how everything right now seems like it's one bad result from everything going negative. Literally, all we need is us to go beat Newcastle by any means necessary, and then the 3:00 kickoff to see Man City drop points or somebody drop points. Because I think the real reason why a lot of Arsenal fans are kind of like worried is because they don't, believe it or not, they don't believe that other teams can drop points. They only believe, to me, it seems like you guys only believe Arsenal can drop points. That's the crazy thing.
No, that's not true.
I'm just
That's
looking at.
No, because
I
the
can't
way
lie, I'm just
Dan,
looking at this guy in the comments called North London is red. Like, listen, big up to you,
Dan,
bro.
I'm not even talking to
I'm
us in the
telling you right
chat.
now, man.
I'm
This
speaking
guy's
to the
too
public.
funny, bro.
The people in the chat almost make it seem like Arsenal are the only team that are capable to slip up, and Liverpool and Man City won't slip up. And if we expect them, and if we do our job, and we're winning our games, that we can't expect other teams to drop points. That's how football works. Why are people making it seem like it's weird to expect teams to drop points? It's not like we're in game week 15 or 20 or 30. Guys, it's not even game week 10.
I think you know what? I think
like,
Jonathan says it correctly. I don't know if you can quickly. Sorry, Dan. I know you want to wrap up.
Go on, bro. No, go on.
Jonathan put up a comment. I don't know if you could just scroll up a little bit. He put up a comment. Yeah, that one. Saying you have to understand the patience wearing thin. People are desperate for a win now. This is the problem, Miguel. Is that patience has gotten us to this point now, yeah? He started challenging, he got us up the table, and the patience is wearing thin now. People need trophies. I don't know if I was out of order because I was on Ahwa with Big Up Hassam. I don't know if you guys watch Ahwa, but I was on Ahwa and I said to them, I would take in this season because they were trying to go through, it has to be a league, it has to be a league, it has to be a league. I was saying, if Arteta for me wins a League Cup or a FA Cup, I think he's earned the right to stay for another year and go for that league again. If he doesn't win the league, but obviously these they went into complete outrage. I don't know if am I the only one that thinks like this, or are you guys in agreement with me?
And if he wins if he goes for the title and he doesn't win the title, but he wins me a trophy, I'm cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Win because me if he goes trophyless again, bro, I want him off skis. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. If he doesn't win any trophy, he's got to go. I don't know how people can back it. And the thing is, even if we say he's gonna go, he's not gonna go. That's the most disheartening thing as well. That is kind of the most disheartening thing is that even if we say if we come out and say like we're done, we don't want to wait anymore. He's clearly not the right guy. He's taken us so far, but he's not going to get us over that line. I generally don't see this ownership getting rid of him because they have set everything like the contract that they've given him. If they were to sack him next year, you're talking millions and millions and millions of pounds they got to give this guy if they sack him. It's just never going to happen. So yeah, it's a sticky situation that we've left ourselves in, giving him that extra contract. Man.
Of course. You know what it is, guys. You know what it is, guys. You know what it is. It depends what his remit is. You know, we don't know what the remit is. We only have to assume that the reason why they finally got rid of Arsene Wenger, not before time. And anyway, I had enough of that man. And I don't even know why fans celebrate that man and give him statues after the mess he left the club I love him in. You know, the fact it's just like Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm glad Man United fans should be celebrating that they sent him back to back to Cheshire, so he can talk to the plants or something like that because he brought the Glazers in. And, I'm sorry, but that's true. If you bring the Glazers in, let me finish ago, and they destroyed your football club, then Man United fans should be able to say, well, hang on, they destroyed my club. Who brought them in? But in terms of like Arteta, I have to assume that if we get into the Champions League on a regular basis, then that's his objectives for the football season, and that they won't sack him. That trophies, aren't essential. I have to assume that.
What are we talking about so here? Funny, man. This is ridiculous.
No, because you were away attending to what you had to do. And we talked about if Mick Arteta things. So you're an Arteta backer, expect that. But it's sad to Arteta. Sorry, you're an Arteta backer, so sad. But he has conditions. You don't. Dan and me aren't Arteta backers, and we have conditions. So allow us to have our say.
Nobody's telling you what to say. I'm just simply saying.
Why are you getting exasperated? Why are you getting exasperated for them?
No. I think your statement's ridiculous. But fair enough.
Why is it ridiculous? It's just an opinion. He's not going to get sacked because I think that he should get sacked with his trophies. We're just having a debate. That's what this wonderful show's about a debate.
So what? Hold on, Igal. So if Arteta wins nothing this season, you'd still want him to stay? Sorry, Dan, I know you got to go, but
no, go on. It's a good debate.
So would you genuinely want him to stay if he won nothing this season? What are your parameters for him getting sacked or him staying?
I just think this conversation is counterproductive because we're having this conversation in October. We've had this conversation in September. We had this conversation in August. It just seems like anything that happens that's slightly negative, everyone is quick to jump ship. You guys don't believe we're going to win in the first place.
No, I believe 100% because I've gone on multiple platforms and said that we're going to win the league. I've put my neck on the line. I've said I definitely believe that we're going to win the league. But okay. I'm saying if he doesn't, then clearly something is wrong. Clearly between you guys, especially this season, because before the last season, the last summer and the summer before, I was like, oh, you know what, these guys, and especially playing 100 million on Declan Rice, I was like, wow. When have I ever seen Arsenal splash in our years of sporting? I know there's inflation and all of that, yeah. But in our years of sporting arts, when have we ever gone apart from when we done Nicola Pepe, and that looked like a mistake. That looked like they just stumbled upon that money and said, oh, let's look at the first Frenchman that's got the highest stats in the league. Let's just get him. Do you know what I mean? So when have we ever seen him actually go and get a top player who's worth that money? Rod? And bring him in.
Do you know what it is, right? I will say this. I don't know where I said this. It was either on this show or the Terrace or Mo's or Sam's. I can't remember what show it was now, but I said this. I don't think this squad is quite good enough to win the league yet. I don't, personally, right? So if we don't win the league, I don't actually put it just down solely to Mikel Arteta. But I think this squad is good enough to win a trophy. And if we don't win a trophy, then that is on Mikel Arteta because we have provided the tools to win a trophy, one of the 4 that we're in. Yeah. If we don't win the Premier League, I will look and go, do you know what? I don't think we're better than City. I had us come down a second anyway. If we do not take them all the way, I think we've underachieved. But if we win a trophy, I don't really care. Do that at the end of the season. Mikel, you're staying. Don't do that, Mikel, and don't win the league. I'm really going to have to sit there and struggle to have conversations with people like Igal who want to give this guy more time because I'm starting to wonder when we are going to get across the line, Igal.
My only parameters in which I would sack him is if he finished 3rd and somehow Liverpool finished above us or Liverpool were to win the league and we finished 2nd.
What's your beef with Liverpool?
Liverpool are not a better team than Arsenal. Liverpool do not have a better manager than Arsenal. Liverpool do not have a better squad than Arsenal. If Liverpool were to go and beat us to the league, that means Arne Slot was able to surpass Arsenal in one season. I think that is
he's a much more experienced manager though. So what's the problem?
So is Ten Hag. Doesn't mean shit. They're not better than
but he's got foundations though. Come on, you can't.
Bro, I don't care. I don't care what anybody tells me. We watch football on the weekend. We're better than that Liverpool team, even with injuries. We have a better squad than them.
That Liverpool team will come for a point.
You're just going through a rough patch right now. I believe we have a better defense than Liverpool. We have a better midfield than Liverpool. The only thing Liverpool have over us is that they have a clinical striker. Clinical player in Mo Salah who can get you 30 plus GA. 30 plus goals at almost every season. That's the difference, right?
So if we come second, you're okay, yeah? With no trophy again. You come second, you're okay with that.
If we come second to Man City once again and these guys go win a friggin' 5th league title in a row, I think that's acceptable. We just need to go again next season when Pep is gone.
What if he? So,
well, then we go.
So what happens? What happens if he doesn't leave? What happens if he doesn't leave?
Obviously, if we get knocked out of the Champions League, get knocked out of all the cups early, and we're miles off City, and we come in second by like 10, 15 points, it's a completely different story. But if all things are the same as last season, and we run them to the end again, and we just come short, I honestly don't think I'll be on that boat to fully want him out.
That's third time lucky. So That's third time unlucky, and you've got to ask yourself a question, which you're entitled to do because it's your opinion, it's your football experience, not mine. But
you guys keep telling me 1 second.
No.
In one breath, you guys keep picking up Man City, talking about why Man City is this, why Man City is that. And then in the other breath, it's like we have to win the league.
No, it's wrong. You think that if we're acknowledging a team that has played well, or acknowledging a team that does well, that it means we're not for Arsenal. That's wrong. The fact is, Man City have led the way. They have proved that when it came to the Championship rounds, they it's just facts. It's not my opinion. It's facts. And all we're saying about Liverpool, let me finish. All we're saying about Liverpool is that Arne Slot has been left good foundations by Jurgen Klopp, and that it may need a fine tuning. But in terms of like Arsenal, if he falls short, and when Pep goes, I say it once, I say it 1,000 times. You will never agree with me. I don't, and I'll respect you for that. But let's deal with the facts, because facts don't take feelings into account. The fact is, it was in our hands in the last 2 seasons, and we didn't see it through. And there has to be some sort of accountability for everyone in the footballing side for that to happen. Because at the end of the day, last season, even after we went to the Etihad and got a very good point, it was still in our hands, and we lost to Aston Villa. 2 seasons ago, it was in our hands, and we fluffed their lines. Let me finish. And we dropped points against West Ham and all soon to be relegated Southampton. That's on us.
But you also realize we're one Man City away lost from winning the league. Like we keep talking about all these things, but in one breath, you want to talk about all our fucking negatives. Everybody now.
Why not?
People in the chat.
Why not?
Everyone wants to talk about all our negatives.
Now let me finish. You said when Pep went, and I said that Pep was beatable in the last 2 seasons. What is wrong with that?
And you know something? Every time we were 1 or 2 losses or a VR decision our way to go on to win. But unfortunately, things didn't go our way. You could blame ourselves, you could blame the referees, you could blame whatever, you could blame Man City, but it didn't go our way. Fair enough. But now to have a discussion of sacking the manager every 2 days when we play a game is counterproductive. And I think right now, me sticking to my guns and saying I don't want Arteta sacked. I don't think we're going to want him sacked come the end of the season. And if we do leave him and get him to go, he's going to go elsewhere and be very successful. And we are going we're going to be sitting here trying to twiddle our thumbs, trying to figure out what we're going to do. That's what it is.
You know what will happen? He's staying whatever. So we'll move on.
Yeah.
I'm saying he's staying whatever we say.
Dan, this is why I hate this conversation, because we have this conversation every 2 days. We win a game, we have this conversation. We lose a game, we have this conversation. We win a game, we have a conversation about the bench. It's getting boring talking about the same topics.
No, it's not. It doesn't happen every week.
In the sense that, one second. Kenny, you, Ligana, Northside, I can have conversations with you guys about football any day of the week, but I do see the same repeat songs every time we're on a stream about the bench, about Arteta, about the bench, about Arteta, about this, about that. Every time.
He's the man in possession. We've got to talk about.
I know, but it's like
the manager.
It's like play another song. Why do you keep saying the same topic?
Because Arteta is our coach, and we're talking about a football match. And if you talk about a football match, you'll talk about team selections by the manager, and you'll talk about substitutions by the manager, and you talk about tactics. So you have to talk about Arteta. You have to, regardless of whether it's positive or negative. You have to talk about the manager. He is the most important person at the football club after the players. So of course we're going to talk about Mikel. We have to. We can't not talk about Mikel. Every podcast you'll go on, this one included, Mikel's going to be. You're going to talk about Mikel because you're going to say, "Who is Mikel selecting for Preston?" How do we talked about the approach. We talked about how negative we found his tactics. We also,
there's a difference between talking about the manager and talking about. 1 second. I'm not saying you can't talk about Arteta. I'm just simply saying talking about him getting sacked every 2 days and complaining about January and complaining about the summer transfer window, complaining about the summer transfer window every single month until the January transfer window, and complaining about a manager and saying he should be sacked at the end of the season if we don't win every single stream. It's kind of productive.
That's an important conversation.
You know what? I can't lie. Yeah, listen. Igal, I understand partially what you're saying. I understand that part of what you're saying. Like I've seen like streamers and stuff who aren't the best fans of Mikel Arteta, and listen, they've obviously seen the end of the end of the. It's obviously the end of the line for them. I am talking about Northside, obviously League Gunner fans like that. Obviously, it's the end of the line for them. Yeah, so I don't particularly agree yet with what they say, but they have their opinions. Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to agree with everyone's opinion, but the one thing I don't like is the inconsistency of when it's going good, everybody's celebrating, everybody's like, oh yeah, you know what, that was good, that was good, that was good, that was good. And on the first loss, then everybody's like, Arteta out, Arteta out, Arteta out. I think if we go on a run like that, which I saw last season, like, let's just hold on for a second and let's see what happens, because we can go on a long run and then we could lose one game, but then all of a sudden
that's why he's going to be judged in May, bro. That's why we judge him in May.
Exactly.
Bro.
That's what I'm saying. I judge him at the end of the season. I judge him at the end of the season, and even last season. Last season, you have to look at that, bro. That Aston Villa game was criminal. It was criminal. You've seen what Havertz does in the midfield. You've seen what happens when he's in the midfield, but yet you put him in that midfield in against Aston Villa. It was criminal. I was screaming at my TV because you can see that Havertz in the midfield just doesn't work. It just doesn't. He's so much more better as a player in the striker position. He's so much better when he's with the attackers and linking up play and in those tight areas. And do you know what I mean? It's so much better than putting him in the midfield. It's so much better because in the midfield he ghosts. He disappears a lot. He hides away from the ball. But
that was a madness. That was a madness, man. Listen, let me whack in the super chats before we close. This one comes in from Matt. Big up to Matt, bro. Must get Matt on here. Keep saying that. To move forward, we need to master the skill of closing out teams efficiently and avoid inviting unnecessary pressure with negativity. That, for me, is what I started the show off with. I was disappointed by that, if I'm honest. I think we will get better at that, and we have done it before. But Mikel Arteta needs to stop with the Jose Mourinho, Gareth Southgate type tactics all the time. I'm all cool with it, but we need to win games comfortably and kill teams off. And I think that's what we need to be doing moving forward. I'm with Matt. Big up to you, bro. Hugo Guna says Gyökeres to Man United if they get the Sporting Lisbon manager. No. I actually disagree with this. I know they're going to get Amorim, but I don't think Amorim will go for I don't think Amorim is guaranteed to go for Gyökeres when they've just spent 120 million on Højlund and Xerxes. But he could go. I just hope it ain't there. I think there's other clubs that could tempt him. I really do.
Man City. We'll go Man City.
Yeah, probably. Sue says, come on, people, hit the like and subscribe. Make sure you do that, please, people. We've only literally got just over 60 of you that need to hit the subscribe button to get to 26K.
Come on, guys.
So let's make sure that we get that.
Why would he go to Man City when Erling Haaland's there?
That's what I said. That's what I said, but you never know with a release clause. You never know. But I don't think he will.
Bro, the player has to agree. He's not going to be a backup to Erling Haaland.
Oh, no. Yeah. I know. I'm just saying that if he goes there, we'll know, won't we? If he goes there for the money, he's going to go there for the money. He ain't going to go there for the money.
If Pep Guardiola stays, and they say to him, you come in as the backup. You see, it's not the same. It's with Man City, it's not the same as going to any other team in the league at this moment in time.
Worse.
Manchester City has that kind of call where if Pep Guardiola calls, you're coming. You know what I mean? You are coming.
You guys want him.
It's worse. Victor
I want Victor Gyökeres more than anything in the world. I asked for this guy in the summer, and when Edu had the audacity to show his fucking face on that camera and tell me that we signed Sterling at the end of the season, I swear, man, I was livid. I was angry.
It's not whether we livid. Yeah,
bro, all I'm saying is you guys are crazy if you think he's gonna go to Man City and sit on the bench.
Yeah, but Miguel, 1 minute. Let me tell you something now. You know the most important person, right, regarding Gyökeres, who I've never heard from, and I never get an impression, is the manager. All I've heard is about Sesko. So until the manager's linked with Gyökeres, I'm not going to even think about Gyökeres coming to Arsenal, because I've seen in my own eyes that if Arsenal really want a player, we'll get him. I've seen no evidence.
You know the truth? Nobody knows who we want.
That is the
when
truth.
you're about Declan Rice, when you're about Calafiori,
but right now, nobody knows what we really want. We keep our cards close to our chest.
Well, yeah, but we have heard about Sesko, though. We have heard about it, Legal. And all I'm saying is,
he signed a new contract.
I know, but I haven't seen any evidence of us even going down that direction. Doesn't mean we haven't, but I've got enough. I'm not going to get excited until.
Okay, how about this?
If we sign Victor Gyökeres, I am going to do a celebration stream on my channel, and I am going to be on that stream for about 10 hours straight, bro. I'm going to be dancing. I can't drink alcohol, but I'll have some non-alcoholic champagne, bro. And I'm just gonna pop that, bro.
He ain't scored his first goal for us yet, mate. What are you having a celebration for? You don't.
Listen, because. Because I know
the worth of the player.
Not until January. Calm. 1 second. Calm down. Stop thinking about Victor Gyökeres and be realistic. I'm looking at Real Madrid. I'm saying, if you're not going to play Arda Güler, give us Arda Güler. Give us Arda Güler for the season. Let us have him. We'll have a proper backup for Saka.
He's untouchable. He's untouchable.
No. Apparently, if he doesn't get game time, he could come. He could be a realistic January target.
I'm telling you, he's untouchable.
They said Odegaard was untouchable. Odegaard was untouchable before we got him.
No. With what he's done in the Euros for Turkey, you can just say kiss goodbye to any kind of dreams of him.
Carlo's not going to play him. He could get game.
Carlo's going to be gone. Carlo's going to be gone. They're already working on Xabi Alonso.
By January.
No. But by the summer, he's going to be gone. They're already working on Xabi Alonso to bring him in.
1 second. I'm not even saying sign Arda on a permanent. I'm just saying send him on loan to us. We'll have him for half a year. Ozil, Odegaard 2.0 in the making.
La ilaha illallah Muhammad.
You just like Mr. Ozil, please.
Yeah, wallahi, gal, bro. We can't even start Ethan Nwaneri, bro. We want to bring another youngster, bro. Arteta's not going to play him, bro, over Saka.
1 second. Do you not think this guy's levels above everything we have in our team? Like, what are we talking about?
No. I think definitely Arda Güler's levels, and he starts. Bro,
I don't know this.
I don't think Arteta. I don't think
I don't know him. I saw him apparently he lit up the Euros, and he's the best player in the world now. I don't know who this guy is, man. So
we just need to bring Victor Gyökeres. We just need to bring Victor Gyökeres. That's all we need.
I did see him. I did see him in the Euro.
Look, Lee Gunner is already in the chat acting like a Madrista, saying he's not leaving.
But they won't get rid. They don't get rid of him and what's that striker's name? Endrick. Those two are untouchable. There's certain players in the Madrid team that are untouchable. Odegaard wasn't untouchable. Odegaard wasn't playing. Odegaard wasn't getting anywhere near the first team. So they're gonna get rid of him. This is what I'm saying. These players that they do appreciate in the first team. I've heard them say, Arda Güler, we should have played him. I've heard Florentino Perez come out and say, we needed to play this guy. He's very good. We value him a lot.
Diaz?
Brahim Diaz would be the dream, bro. If we could get Brahim Diaz, my Moroccan brother, listen, if we got him, bro, I would get his shirt, bro, and I would get it signed, bro.
You know, Victor Gyökeres has scored 2 goals again tonight, just to let you guys know.
Hey, Dan, Hugo Gunnar asked, I think Hugo Gunnar put a super chat in about as Pierre has the...
Yes, I'm trying to get to him, man. Go on. You answer this one. Go on.
Well, let's be honest. Because the other day we're a top team, and let's face it.
David Luiz's red card versus Wolves.
No. I'm talking about Trossard cost. Well, Pig Germain, not really. I think the other day we can't rely on referees. The only time they cost us was it 2 seasons ago against Bournemouth. So Brentford, when he did the lines. That's the only time I can think of.
Lee Mason, yeah.
And maybe Newcastle. You know, I'm up and down about the Newcastle game because the thing that annoyed me about the Newcastle game last year wasn't the referees. It was us.
What about Brentford?
What's that?
What about Brentford?
He just said that game.
I mentioned Brentford. I mentioned Brentford. So, yeah, that one, 100% in 2023. Other times, I think we've contributed to our downfall. We've basically, yeah.
I think we've definitely got ourselves to blame more than PGMOL or Pep. That's all I will say. Let me ask Igal this one. Actually, Hugo does say this. Big up to you, man. Great show and panel. King Arteta, obviously a big Arteta fan. Big up to you, Hugo. Much appreciated, my bro. Igal, this one comes in from Suj. Big up, Suj. Absolute legend, man. Always super chatting, always listening, always love. So this question for Igal. If Arteta wins nothing, there you go, Igal. You like these questions, don't you? If Arteta wins nothing this year, who was better, the last 5 years under Arteta or the first 5 years of Klopp at Liverpool? Okay, that's a good question, to be fair.
The first 5 years of Klopp at Liverpool, did he win anything?
Yeah, he won the
League Premier League and the Champions League, didn't he?
All right.
Oh, so yeah, actually, he did. He won the.
He won the Champions League and then he won the Premier League.
You answered your own question. What are we doing here? Why are we comparing?
I don't even know why that's a question.
I thought he meant that's mad. I see what it is now. I think he's gone too far there. I think he should have said the first few years. But anyway, okay, I'm with you. Yeah, obviously it's Klopp, right? I thought he meant before Klopp had won something.
I think he means it. I think he means it the other way around. I think he means the last 5 years, under Klopp, and then the first. Or actually, that wouldn't make sense.
Guys, if Arteta wins the Champions League at Arsenal, the guy gets a statue. Like, what are we doing here?
I listen. We hope, man.
If is one of the biggest, smallest words ever.
Hey, listen, man, bro.
Igal, do you know what Igal's favourite word is? If.
I get my M-Miles from Munich then if he's going to win us the Champions League this season. But get him.
To be fair, if he won us the Europa League, I would have given him a trust statue. Like, I've just.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Guns has put a better question. This is actually a much better question, by the way. Last 5 years of Wenger or this 5 years of Super.
The last 5 years of Arsene Wenger, did we? How many FA Cups did we win?
What last 5 years of Wenger? We won three.
Three FA Cups.
So it depends. Do you want better league performances or do you want FA Cups?
Oh, come on, Igal.
Games back glory. Games back glory.
No, you got to win trophies, Igal. Are you serious?
Yeah. So
what you want to win? You want to rather come from 8th to 2nd and win 3 FA Cups?
No. But if you ask me the last 2 years at Manchester United or the last 2 years with Arteta, I'd rather say have the last 2 years with Arteta.
Say that again. You'd rather do what?
Would you rather have the last 2 years at Manchester United with Ten Hag, the performances in the league and the trophies, or would you rather have Arsenal's performances?
I'd rather have the trophies, but I don't rate Ten Hag as a manager, so I'd get rid of him and then get a new manager in, like they've done.
Okay, so you think the last 2 years, Manchester United have had better seasons than Arsenal?
More successful seasons, yeah.
More successful seasons. There's a difference.
To me, I judge success based on winning the major honors. So if you don't win the major honors and you win the other trophies, one second.
FA Cup is a major honor.
If you win the other trophies, but you're not building, if you win the other trophies and you're not really building towards anything, basically, I'm saying Arsene Wenger is the answer. But I understand people saying Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, the last 5 years have been a better team than those teams, even though Arsene Wenger's 5 years have been more successful. I would rather have a better team than have a team that's just winning cups that are not going anywhere. It's almost like going on a date with a girl, getting laid, and then finding out she left you a prize.
So in 10 years' time, right, you look back and you see Manchester United won an FA Cup, a League Cup, and Arsenal was still waiting. Are you going to go, I'd much rather be Arsenal because we were coming second and it was a good journey and it was a nice round of place and we had a dog called win? Or are you going to look and go, that team, we got trophies?
Bro, I believe this team is going to go on to win the league. So when we do win the league, we won't be having this.
Give me a date. Give me a date ago when we're going to be doing that with the league. Give me a date.
Bro, I can't give
give me a year. Give me a year. Don't even have to have a date. Just give me a year.
No, this season we're going to win the league.
Good.
I like it. I like it. I like the optimism.
No. But my point is, Arsene Wenger's year is easily simple. But my point is, I would rather be in our situation Yes, we didn't win a trophy the whole 2 years, but we're in a much better situation to go on and win the major honors, competing for the league, having great performances year in, year out, up there as one of the best teams and favorites to go potentially win the Champions League, than be in Manchester United situation currently, winning 2 FA Cup, an FA Cup and a League Cup.
All right, let me give you a last one, Edgar. Right, I don't like to keep grilling you because I'm not grilling you. I'm just genuinely getting questions from you. Would you rather come third and win the FA Cup, or would you rather come second and win nothing?
If we come third and we win an FA Cup, Arteta still gotta go.
You think he's got to go?
Yeah, because that means Liverpool still finished above us. The ultimate measure on us,
even though he's won a trophy,
bro. The ultimate measure of us winning. Why are you guys acting like you didn't want Arsene Wenger sacked after winning FA Cups?
Okay, but there's I think there's a difference. There's a difference with Arsene Wenger. It was continuous of just winning FA Cups, winning FA Cups. Like,
to me,
the league wasn't really. Do you know what I mean?
I'm only judging Arteta.
That's a successful season.
I'm only judging Arteta on the league and the Champions League. FA Cup, League Cup, you win it, they're icing on the cake. I don't want French fries. I want the main course.
Yeah, but fact is, are you trying to say that fans? I'm not just talking about match-going fans, but fans across the country can't have a day out and have the enjoyment of winning a trophy. So if we win the League Cup and we happen to beat Tottenham in the final, we can't enjoy that because it's only a League Cup or the FA Cup final.
I would rather win the League Cup. I would rather win the League Cup than nothing.
The oldest competition, right? Before the Champions League became important.
I would rather want to win something than nothing, obviously. But in the same breath, I'm judging Arteta solely on his performances in the main 2 competitions. What he does in the League Cup and FA Cup is redundant to me because we could go on to win it and still have terrible seasons.
Yeah, but the FA Cup and the League Cup are still important competitions. It's still a day out.
Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right.
And remember, he actually got into the stratosphere and he got into by winning an FA Cup. So was his FA Cup worthless then?
No, because at that point we were still building. But my point is, just look at Manchester United right now. You can win a League Cup, you can win a Carabao Cup, but it doesn't mean you're actually a good team. If you win the league or the Champions League, you're actually one of the best teams in the league, and you're one of the best teams in Europe. So that is where I'm trying to judge my team. That's where I believe we should be, where we should be judging ourselves. No disrespect to the FA Cup, no disrespect to the League Cup, but at this moment in time, we need to be looking at the main 2 and finally breaking that 20-year drought. Because we win an FA Cup, yes, we win a trophy, but it doesn't break our drought in the league. We win the Champions League or a league title. That is actually the main goal.
The fact is that it just shows you that how much the Champions League is killed out at domestic cup competitions. That that it's the ambition to win that competition, and that you actually get.
Why doesn't Manchester United keep Ten Hag?
You actually get into that competition
because there was no
won a trophy. You get in that competition.
Oh, that's what I mean, son.
And that therein lies the problem. The fact is, it's still the FA Cup and the League Cup still has to be important. At the end of the day, you may say that, but if you look at the role of let me finish. How many teams outside of the top 6 have won the FA Cup and League Cup? You say it's not an important trophy, but the big teams and teams in the top 6 still take it seriously. So, where are we going wrong? Where are we going wrong here? Because you're saying
it's very simple. It's a 38-game season.
If that's the case, why has Man City went on a run where they're winning the League Cup consistently? Why are Liverpool gone and won it consistently? The fact is, the reason why they win it consistently because it's major trophies.
Okay, you know that season when Leicester won the FA Cup and Liverpool won nothing, but they were still in a Champions League final and they're competing for the league and they're like late in the season, they're still in the league title race. You're telling me that you would rather have... You're telling me
Yeah, but again, you got it wrong though. The reason why I'm talking over you is not because I'm being rude, because you got it wrong. Liverpool were not scraped into the top into third place in that season, lockdown season.
Okay, my mistake.
So they weren't in a title race. In fact, no one's in the title race. Man City won it their own because Man United finished about 15 or 16 points behind Man City. So Man City just won it their own. So in that respect, Leicester did have a better season because they won a trophy, whilst Liverpool just scraped into the third place.
I would rather have week in, week out consistency and a good performances from my team than go on a cup run and have a shit season like Manchester United.
You have to submit that.
But the thing is, this is where, like, obviously, because I need to go in a sec, but it doesn't make sense, Igal, when you say if he finishes third and wins you a trophy, like a cup trophy, why would you get rid of him? Because
bro,
if he finishes third, like, I can understand people saying, because I know what you're gonna say. Oh, it's regression. We regress from second to third, but you've also got a trophy there. So yes, you've regressed from second to third, but you got a trophy. So then you can go, okay, next season he can focus on the trophies again, and he can go for another league. He can go and try and with the league again. The only people who are saying it has to be major, is the people that don't value the smaller cups. And I feel like people who don't value the smaller cups they don't want overall trophies. I look at the overall trophies.
You value the cups, right? You do, but you do
of
value
course
them.
I do.
You just don't put them in a priority like the Champions League and the league, which is cool.
Let's be honest. If we win 3 FA Cups under Arteta, no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. That's the reality.
I do.
No, we do. But the reality situation is we still go 20 years without a trophy. We could win 10 FA Cups in a row, guys. But we will still be a team with no league title in 30 years from now.
Don't get me wrong. The league titles are most important.
If we don't win a league title, you see, now we're going to be here for another hour, and I got.
No, it won't be another hour. I was actually supposed to be on this show anyway. Yeah, but I was doing a watch along, and I forgot I was doing a watch along. Yeah, you just said a minute ago.
I'll mute me mic.
You said a minute ago that if Klopp finishes above him, you'd sack him. You said if we finish third with an FA Cup, you'd sack him. I sat on a show with you. I think it was with Dan. I think it was on Northside's channel a couple of weeks back. Yeah. And it was right towards the end of that show. And I sat there. Dan was there. Yeah. Northside was there. You was there. Myself was there. Right. And I said to you on that show, so if he finishes third without a trophy, would you sack him? You said yes. I said, if he wins the League Cup and finishes third, would you sack him? You said no. So why would you now sack him if he wins the FA Cup and finishes third?
I don't think Liverpool are a better team than us. I don't think Liverpool have a better manager than us.
No. I know that, but what's the difference between winning an FA Cup and a League Cup?
So if the only team that I think are better than us, and I would understand or accept being ahead of us, would be Man City. Anybody else, I think it would be a failure and it would be regression.
So what changed in 3 weeks or 4 weeks since that show that you would keep him if he won the League Cup and finished third, with Liverpool finishing second and Man City finishing top? But now 3-4 weeks later, you'd sack him if that same situation happened if he won the FA Cup. That makes no sense to me.
I don't remember.
Oh, I've got the clip somewhere. Yeah, I just can't find it. Otherwise, I play it. And in that same show, I said to you, because you said trophy, I said, so trophies do matter. We argued for about 20 minutes about trophies don't matter. It's about league finish. Yeah, and then you said you'd keep him if he won the League Cup. Yeah, if he finished third and Slot finished second and Man City finished first. Then, right towards the end of that, I said, hypothetically, let's say he leaves at the end of the season, who would you take? Your words were Carlo Ancelotti. And I mic dropped again. Thank you. We did have that conversation. So what's changed in 3 weeks? That now an FA Cup and third, yeah, doesn't keep his job, but a League Cup and third did 3-4 weeks ago. That makes no sense to us, bro.
1 second. I'm not saying 1 second. Bro, first things first. I don't think you guys are understanding my point. I think if Arsenal were to finish behind anybody in this league table that's not named Man City, that would be something that I would consider a sackable offense for Arteta. Simple. Because I don't think anybody else is on our level. I don't think Liverpool are on our level. I don't think Chelsea are on our level. And if either of those teams finish above us, that is something where I would hold Arteta accountable. You guys keep saying, what is your standard? That is my standard. Minimum title race between us and Man City, and anybody else comes in between that, then it's a problem. Now, you guys want to see your got you moments. I really don't care if Arteta wins the FA Cup, wins the League Cup, and we finish 4th. I'm not going to be sitting here saying Arteta has to stay. You guys can say he can go. And at that point, I'll wash my hands of it. I'm not going to sit here and argue, because then that would mean Chelsea or Liverpool finished above us. And that is my logic. My logic is we have a better team than these guys. They should not be finishing above us. Even if we win a domestic trophy, that is not enough to keep him in the job, as I want one of the majors. If we don't get one of the majors and we don't see our team at least go to the final days of the situation, and it's just us and Man City, that is my actual opinion. And if you guys don't respect that, or you don't agree with me, fair enough.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Sorry, Kenny. Sorry, one sec, mate. Let me ask you a couple of questions in there. You're saying that we're better than Liverpool based on what?
We have a better manager. We have a better defense. We have a better midfield. We have a better overall team than Liverpool.
How do you get to that conclusion?
In my opinion, you maybe rate Liverpool's players higher than some of our Arsenal players. You might be different in how you rate these players.
But based off of trophies, they win stuff.
Guess what? I am not basing how the two teams look based on trophies from 7 years ago, bro.
No, we're talking about last season. They're the current League Cup holders.
Okay, so big deal.
The season before that, did they not do the Cup double?
Deal. Guess what? Is that the league title?
Season before? They've won a league title. Van Dijk's won a league title. Salah's won a league title. They've won league titles. They've won Champions Leagues.
I don't give a shit. They won the Mickey Mouse Trophy, the League Cup. We've seen
the same League Cup that you said 3 weeks ago. You keep Arteta in a job with. If you finish third, by the way.
Manchester United win that also, and in my opinion, that is not what is basing it. That's not what I'm basing on a better team. Winning the League Cup, getting the luck of the draw is not what I'm going to base.
So you base it on league finish?
That's not what I'm going to base it. I'm going to base it on league finish, Champions League finish, and performances week in, week out for 38 games.
Okay, so let me
the last 2 seasons,
I need to understand
Arsenal have been a much better team than Liverpool have been.
Okay, so you're basing Arsenal finishing second, winning nothing, meaning that they're a better team collectively than Liverpool, who have not finished second or first, like us. They've not won anything league-wise, but they've won trophies, but that's not a better team than
Arsenal.
Our team.
Having 76 games over 2 seasons that they've been better than Liverpool is the reasoning behind my take of us being a better team than Liverpool.
So I think Everton finished fourth,
I think 76 games is a fair enough sample size to say that we're a better team.
So when Everton finished fourth and then capitulated the next season, when Sheffield United qualified for
the
Europa League,
or is that one?
Yeah, no, wait. So let's go back then. Let's talk. Because we can do this as
well.
No, but
why are you?
So let's go 2 seasons.
1 second, Lee. You love to do this. You love to win side arguments.
I'm talking about facts. It's facts ago. Come on.
No.
Sheffield United and Burnley qualified for Europe. What happened the following season?
1 second. Acknowledge my points.
I acknowledge your points. Trophies count more to me again.
1 second. Acknowledge my goddamn point. Factual statement. For 76 games, for 2 seasons, we were much better than Liverpool. Is that
we both won nothing in the league? We just lost by less. Yeah, they lost by more. Again, this is where we get it twisted, right? You start the season on 0. We don't need opinions on this. We have a fact-based metric for success. It's called a trophy.
Which is games played and points.
No, it's called trophies. They've handed them out for 150 years to the winner. Right?
They didn't win anything in the league overall.
No. But it's not just the league that you compete for. You compete for a European competition. You compete for 2 cup competitions. There's 4 trophies. Right? So if you win one of the European trophies, you compete for another 2 trophies.
So Manchester United
Cup or the Club World Cup. Manchester United in the last 2 seasons have been a better club.
Are they a better team than Arsenal?
Yeah, but they have, because they got over the line twice. With a worse manager.
Actually, that's incorrect.
Well, it's not, because how do you base Arsenal bigger than Chelsea? Based on trophies, no?
1 second. There's difference between judging a club size based on a club size and a team's performances and which is a better team.
Again, you're talking about aesthetics. I'm talking about the aim of the sport.
This is where your whole argument goes to the bin and you lose all credibility. Because when you say a trophy dictates who is the better team, then you are sitting here and telling me Manchester United are a better team than Arsenal right now based on the last 2 seasons.
Because they've won 2 trophies ago.
Because they won 2 cups and they had 2 good cup runs, they are a better team than Arsenal. That is factually incorrect.
Well, it's not, because we don't need opinions. We have fact-based metric for success in the game. Success in the game is trophies. They hand them out to the winners. You start the season on 0. You all play each other twice. You all enter the cup competitions. It's a knockout format. When you're talking about League Cup and it's a dusty cup and this and that, The only reason Man United won it that season is because we didn't do our job against Brighton and got knocked out. Man City didn't do their job against relegated Southampton. They finished 20th in the league. Otherwise, they would have done a quad that season, by the way. Yeah, they would have done a quad, right? So none of us had done our job properly. Liverpool got knocked out. I can't remember who they got knocked out to. Yeah, and Man United ended up playing Newcastle in the final. If that was us doing that, you'd be hyping that up because 3 weeks ago you said third in the League Cup keeps me in the job. Now, what's changed in 3 weeks is the fact that you're going, well, Liverpool are looking all right at the minute. They've got the best defence in the league at the minute. They've got the best midfield in the league at the minute. And they've got the best attack, one of them in the league at the minute.
Where was that midfield against us in the Emirates? They didn't show us that.
Bro, they came to our ground. We were shit.
This is why you're waffling, my brother. What are you doing?
I'm not waffling. Agal, let me finish. Yeah, I'm not waffling. They've got the best defence in the league, factually. They've conceded 5 goals. We've conceded double. Yeah, but apparently we've got the best defence in the world. Superstars, unbelievable. We're amazing. Yeah, they've scored how many goals? I think they've scored the same amount of goals as Arsenal. Yeah, same amount of goals as Arsenal, I think. Premier League. Yep, they've scored the same amount of goals as us. Yeah, Chelsea have scored more goals than us, so they have a better attack than us, don't they? Yeah, as it stands right now, which is what you're basing it off right now, yeah? And last season. If you're going last season, Chelsea fell off a cliff. They're now coming back. Last season, Liverpool won a trophy. Factually, they had a better season than Arsenal. Yeah, because there's no amount of opinions from any of us around the world that can dictate what fact-based metric is. We don't need an opinion-based one.
1 second.
Liverpool won. They're better.
This is why I'm arguing with you. Is because, yes, they've had a more successful season, but you are equating that to them being a better team. They are not.
So why didn't we win the League Cup then?
Because we didn't have the same luck as them in the draw. We had
West Ham, mate. We had West Ham.
We lost our game to West Ham.
We had West Ham.
1 second.
We had West Ham.
Lee, that's once again, you are trying to deter me from my point by trying to win a side argument, and you're not acknowledging anything I'm saying. Just acknowledge what I'm saying, right? Simply put, they had a more successful season for the last 2 years based on trophies. History books, it will say they've won more trophies than us. Yep. But over the last 2 years, we are a better team than Manchester United.
Okay,
hence why Ten Hag has been sacked. Hence why they've gotten battered 7-0, 6-3. They have not beaten us besides Ten Hag's first game at Manchester United against Arsenal. We categorically are a much better team than Manchester United. So for you to sit here and to say trophies are the only reason why you can dictate who's a better team, I'm sorry, that is not a factual statement.
Well, it is because they hand them out to the winners.
76 game sample size in the league is a factual example on how you can tell a team is better than the other. And we have been better than Liverpool. We've been better than Chelsea. We've been better than Manchester United. The only team that you could say has been better than us over the last 2 years is the champions, which is Manchester City.
Complete rubbish. And I'll shut up after this point. And
we're going to be here for 5 hours.
We're not going to be here for 5 hours. Yeah, we don't need any opinions on this. Yeah, I see Arsenal as bigger club than Chelsea based off of trophies. We actually did this on the show with Northside, and you agreed back then, by the way. I'll get the clips later. Yeah, because you actually agreed.
I never agreed to that.
Yes,
I've never agreed to.
Yes, you did. You did, because I might dropped you 3 times in 25 minutes.
A more successful team doesn't necessarily have a better squad and a better team overall.
Okay, so on that basis, what you're saying is Newcastle United, I'd love it if we beat them. Yeah, we're better than Arsenal and all these other clubs back then, but didn't win the league. But they weren't better than Man United, who actually won it. So is that what you're saying? That Newcastle United in that particular season, when Kevin Keegan looks at the camera and said, "I love it if we beat them." Yeah, are you saying that they were a better team than Arsenal?
They didn't have a better squad, but that season
No, that's not what I asked. Were they a better team?
That season they were the better team because they finished second. Am I wrong?
Yeah, do you know what?
Yeah, that season they were the second.
What is the aim of elite sport, Agal?
Is to win. And the only way you win the league is over a 38-game season if you're the most consistent. And for 76 games for the last 2 seasons, we've been better than Liverpool and we've been better than Manchester United. Yes, they picked up domestic trophies, but based on those domestic trophies, that doesn't dictate that they've been categorically better than us. What dictates that is the points that we've gotten on the board, the goals, the defensive records, and everything that we've done over the season to show that we are a better team.
Okay, let me ask you one more thing and I'll shut up. Yeah. In 20 years' time, let's say Super Duper Mick leaves the club right now, today, in the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
In 20 years' time, are you going to look back and tell your grandchildren, yeah, oh, no, do you know what? This 76-game period, we were absolutely outstanding. Yeah, but then your grandchild's at school. Let me finish and land the point. But your grandchild's now at school. yeah, and he's at school with Liverpool fans, or she's at school with Liverpool fans, and they go, yeah, but that season, yeah, in them 2 seasons, we won some trophies. Man United won some trophies. Are you going to sit there getting the party poppers out and the balloons and the like all the fairy lights and all that, yeah, and getting out the cheesecake, the carrot cake, having a little fry up and all that, cook up and all that, like nice food and all that, and have a real nice day celebrating with your grandchild, yeah, that we did a real good season for 76 games and we better than Liverpool that actually won stuff and Man United that won stuff. Are you actually going to do that? You're not. The reason you support Arsenal is because we were winning a game, the same as all of us. Yeah, we all joined the club. Yeah, Kenny lived around the corner. Obviously, it's his local club. Yeah, for the rest of us, we all picked the club that was successful. Yeah, that's it. We didn't go and pick Tottenham, did we? Why? Because they don't win nothing. Yeah, we didn't go and pick Barnet, did we? Why? Because they don't win nothing. Why are the biggest clubs in the world got the biggest fan bases? Why? Because they are successful. Yeah, Liverpool are bigger than us because they win more. Man United are bigger than us because they win more. Man United in their worst period, which is the last 10, 12 years, have still won more than Arsenal, by the way. Yeah, so you can take the last 2 years of 76 games all you like. Man United have won more than us in the last 2 years. Facts.
I'm not disputing
the trophies don't
that.
lie.
1 second. I'm not disputing that. But Lee, you have to understand there's a difference between having a more successful season and being a better team. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. What do you think, Kenny?
Well, thing about it, right? Miguel, I can see both points because I'm fair, fair. Miguel, we have made a lot of progress into the team, but this is my view. The reason why I'm angry with you, and you're not with you, but I'm angry with your viewpoint, is how you devalue. Is how I feel you're devaluing the cups, because the cups. I understand winning the title and winning the Champions League is attractive. I get it. I respect that. I've never seen us win the Champions League, so from your perspective, I've got a lot of empathy for how you're feeling. It would be nice in our lifetime to see Arsenal do it and win the cup with the big ears, especially when Chelsea had done it. I get it, but the fact is that I see with Mourinho, I see with Pep, or I call him Joey, but Pep, that the first trophies those two won was the League Cup. And by winning the League Cup, that gave the players.
Winning breeds confidence, man.
Win trophies. And then they went and won the big stuff. That season, Chelsea won the League Cup, got the Champions League semi-final, lost to Liverpool, and won the league. In Joey's first trophy was when they smashed us at Wembley, winning the League Cup, and then they won the league. And then for a good 3 years, they won it consistently. So two reasons why I like the FA Cup and the League Cup. One, because they're traditionally big trophies. Like you're talking about the majors. Well, I see the FA Cup, the Champions League, the league, and the League Cup is like the equivalent of the Grand Slams in tennis. US Open, Wimbledon, the French Open, the Australian Open. And I still see it the way. The only way Arsenal can look at themselves and have the belief that they can go on and dominate and win trophies is by taking these competitions seriously and get some medals, regardless of whether it's the FA Cup and League Cup, because that could lead to something. We've seen it with Chelsea, we saw it with Man City, and that's why I'm never going to belittle these trophies. I respect the fact that they don't mean a lot to you, but I've seen factual evidence that you've got to start somewhere, and I do think that this team need this, because let's get it right. With the exception of Kai Havertz and Raheem Sterling, Martinelli ain't won nothing. Saka got an FA Cup as an unused substitute.
Martinelli won an FA Cup.
Ryan's never won anything in club level, so I just think that
Martinelli never won an FA Cup. He wasn't even in
the squad. Martinelli was in the team.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't even in the squad.
He wasn't even in the squad.
He wasn't in the FA squad.
The only two players that were in the squad, were Tierney and Saka.
Mm.
And Saka didn't start the semi or the final, but Tierney did.
Wait, was Martinelli injured?
I don't know, but he went in the squad.
I think he might have been, We got to check that one out.
He was injured. I'm sure he was injured, man.
Okay.
Let me chuck these last 2 super chats, man. And then we will wrap because I know Gal needs to get off. Troy says, Gal, be honest. Who's better manager, Arteta or Emery?
Arteta right now is a much better manager than Emery. But that's a whole another conversation for another day.
Who's the bigger club, Villarreal or Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Okay, cool. So how did Unai Emery school your manager? Yeah, with Villarreal to win them their first trophy in their history. Then with Francis Coquelin left wing,
why couldn't he do
midfield.
PSG with a super team?
Well, he did. How many trophies did he win at PSG?
I think Unai Emery is a good manager.
How many trophies did he win at PSG?
I think Unai Emery is a good underdog manager.
How many trophies did he win with PSG?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, he done a domestic treble to start off with.
Oh, really? Did he not lose to Monaco?
And what?
Was he not the most embarrassing PSG loss in Champions League history, being 3-0 up
4-0
Barcelona
and losing 5-4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How embarrassing was it when your manager got pumped by Dean Smith, Aston Villa? Yeah, 3-0 at home. First time since 1928 they scored and done us by 3 goals at the Emirates. Yeah, the following game we lose to Wolves 1-0.
One second, apples and oranges. That team does not have the same level of expectations. That team does not have the same level of expectations as the PSG. Let's not do that.
Okay.
Last one. This is from Matty. Igal, as a fellow hockey fan, which you'd rather have, the President's Trophy for the highest points in the regular season or the Stanley Cup?
Let's not do this.
No. Do this. Come on, do this. Answer the question again.
We all know everything you do in the regular season in North American sports is just to get you a playoff seeding. All they care about is the Stanley Cup. They don't care about where they finish in the league in hockey.
But if you finish lower down, you can't qualify for the Stanley Cup, no?
Yeah, outside
eighth.
Okay, cool. Eighth in
so,
each.
Yeah.
In
okay.
each.
So you do have to consider league finish.
In the West and in
you
the
have
East,
to win the trophy, no?
There's like playoff brackets. So if you finish outside of the playoff brackets, you're not going to get in. But almost like half the league gets in.
Interesting.
But if you're eighth in each conference, either conference, you're going to be shit. You're not going to be that good. The chance of you winning
like when we finished eighth, then, yeah.
What?
Feel like when we finished eighth twice.
Yeah, but we don't get into the Champions League for finishing
very quickly, what phase is Antonio Conte in? Because I just did a watch-along for their game. They beat Milan 2-0 away and they're 7 points clear.
We can't really compare the Serie A. Arteta goes to the Serie A, he goes and wins the league.
That's a brave statement, bro. That's a bold statement,
Arteta right now is one of the top managers in the world. You guys just don't like him. Fair enough.
Based on absolutely nothing. David Moyes has been to the same amount of finals and got the job at West Ham.
Who's a better manager right now, Antonio Conte or Arteta?
Antonio Conte.
Based on what?
Based on everything.
Based on CV, right?
Based on CV, based on the fact that he beat your manager who bottled the top 4 finish and finished 5th. Yeah, so and that was in his first season at Spurs, by the way.
Why couldn't he do it with Tottenham?
Well, he did. He finished above your manager in his first season, got top 4.
No, but
which was the aim for Arsenal back then.
Why did he get sacked? Why did he get sacked?
Why did he get sacked?
Yeah, the standards were a disgrace. That's why he
win. Yeah, he sacked himself. Come on, he did. Let's be honest. We're all men here. He sacked himself. He was basically saying, "Sack me, sack me, sack me."
I think you guys
the fire in the eyes. I had 20 years. This club had never played for nothing. I want to see the fire in the heart, the belly. You can sack manager after manager, but it will not change. It will get worse. Yeah, I know the
interview was absolutely box office, man. I stood up and applauded him. It was class.
He's class, isn't he? He is class,
man.
You did, Miguel. You applauded him when he said it as well.
Yeah.
Very quickly, why do we laugh at Tottenham when Poch was there? Because they never got over the line. Northside tells you this every time he speaks to you. Yeah, we're doing exactly the same as what Poch did at Tottenham. We are the spicy Tottenham.
No,
Red Spurs.
No. That's not true. A lot of Arsenal fans at the time were envious of how good Tottenham were looking compared to what we were looking.
Yeah, well, they were the same ones that were down the lane on the 14th, like you. Yeah, on the 14th of May, supporting Tottenham. Because I even said to you on that same show 3 weeks ago, yeah, I said to you on that same show, who'd you support, the Maple Leafs or the Canadians? You said, and I've got the clip, yeah, you said Maple Leafs, but they're crap. I said, that's not what I asked. Who'd you support? You said Maple Leafs. I said, would you support the Canadians if it meant the Maple Leafs win the league if the Canadians win? You said no. I said, so why were you down the lane?
Because 1 second, because in the end,
your own country sports, I've got the clip.
1 second, because that's like saying how support Tottenham to help you win the Champions League. That's not possible. It's not physically possible. So what you're saying doesn't exist.
Would Glasgow Rangers support Glasgow Celtic if it meant that Rangers could win the league?
No, but that's completely different.
You. Well, it's not, is it?
Because
we're
Arsenal
apparently the biggest rivalry.
To win a game so we can win the Champions League.
No. No, would Celtic and Rangers do that? Would Galatasaray and Fenerbahce do that?
Is not physically
would Red Star and Partizan do that? No. Listen, Partizan Ultras when they punched the manager up the other week.
Your question is non-existent, as it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense because you were supporting Spurs that night to hope we could win the league because your manager failed again.
I was supporting Arsenal to win the league by any means necessary. If that means Man City drop points against Spurs, I will do it again.
What was your reaction when Son missed?
When Son missed,
I thought to have been a fly on the wall that night.
He did it intentionally. He did it.
Remember your reaction.
He did it intentionally. I said that fucker did it intentionally. He knew what he was doing.
You really think he missed it intentionally?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he missed it on purpose. I do.
Listen, long story short, if Tottenham were to have beaten Man City, it would have helped us win the league. They don't want to do that. Same way, if shoes were in the other foot, we probably wouldn't have wanted to win that game either. I understand that.
Yeah, I know.
But the level of losers those guys are fucking crazy.
Hey Lee, I know you got to go. Can I play this game that we played on your Gals channel last week?
Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's 10:30. My wife's gonna go to sleep in like half an hour. I gotta go.
Yeah, you've been chefed up again, bro.
No, actually, it's not for you. It's for everyone. It's for everyone.
All right,
everyone. No, it's for everyone. So basically, this. Oh, Gal's got it.
He rage quit again,
Gal, man. I love it,
Gal. Quit again.
I was going to say. I was going to say, right. Arsenal. If Arsenal win the league. Say Tottenham to win the league and Arsenal win the Champions League, or neither. I said neither.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah. What your question weren't that though? Your question the other day was Arteta going Man City. That was your
that was my question because the reason why is because I look at it that Pep's going to leave in 2026, and I put on my Instagram story very mischievously about how Man City may look closer to home. Someone who knows the club inside out. You don't have to win trophies. He just has to be one of the most sought after. Mate.
It was one of the most
sought after managers. Yeah, last week I silenced the panel because I said to them in 2026 when Pep leaves and he's done 10 years, if Man City came for Mikel Arteta, what would Mikel Arteta do?
Well, firstly, they wouldn't go for him because he's got no proven record of getting over the line. Yeah. Secondly,
what if they did come in for him though? What would they do?
Then he'd be gone. He'd go. I don't buy into this gimmick about he didn't celebrate Arsenal goals and all that. Well done, mate. Yeah, that's because he knew he was getting the Arsenal job. Yeah, that's probably been lined up to get the Arsenal job since Wenger was there. In fact, we know that because he got interviewed for the job before Emery. Yeah, so all this gimmick about he didn't celebrate goals and he loves them, and Pep's the biggest gaslighter out there. Yeah, every time we play him, he gasses him up.
You know why I don't think he'd go? Because he's quite happy here just with the ownership that don't give a damn if you don't win anything. Whereas over there, they'd sack him. So in the first season, he'd be gone. He wouldn't last any longer than 1 year, in my opinion. And Man City.
Do you think Mikel Arteta has been, and I say it's perversely and mischievously, do you think that he said, right, go away, prove yourself at a club, Arsenal's, and then if you get your experience, when I go, we'll come back to you. I've always had that suspicion that once he gets his experience,
I don't know. Them shakes ain't stupid, bro. You don't amass that level of wealth, yeah, and they're stupid rich. You don't amass that amount of wealth with making stupid decisions. If they hire him, they're going nowhere. Let's just be real with it. You know, we've seen if you gave Pep our team for the last 2 seasons, he wins the league. If you give Arteta their team, they ain't doing nothing.
Slevin E says that Pellegrini, got the Man City job on the back of getting over nearly 100 points, but finishing behind Barca. And he went
96 points. Yeah, 96 points in Madrid, and they sacked him. They have standards, lads.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that a lot of football fans mistakenly think that Man City weren't winning leagues before Pep. Everyone thinks that Man City became great under Pep, where they had the makers of a great team as soon as the as soon as they won that first league title.
Right. Do you know who I actually think will be the next Man City manager? I think it'd be Xabi Alonso. Yeah, or I think it'd be Girona manager, Michel Sanchez. And people could sit there going, "Oh, what's he doing this season? And what?" Yeah, he literally shit the life out of Real Madrid last season and Barca and Atleti all the way until the end of March with a team the size of Luton Town, with a club the size of Luton. Yeah, their left back, by the way, yeah, walks into any Premier League team and would be the best left back in the league, and he's on £6,000 a week.
See, I reckon I was speaking to LB earlier, right? LB's got this obsession about Vincent Kompany. I just don't get it personally, right? But for me, Xabi Alonso is the one I would want if I was a City fan, right? I think he might go Real Madrid, you know, Lee. I don't know if you think that. Or after Carlo.
Who's that?
Alonso.
I don't know. I think they'll take him at Real Madrid.
Who? Alonso?
Yeah, I think this season will be a big season for him. If he's still up there, whether he wins it or not, I think if he's there or thereabouts right till the death, then maybe. Because I think Carlo's done this season. Yeah, they're debating on whether to sack him now. Like, the ball just split on whether to keep him or not because he got pammed the other night. First lost in 44 league games, by the way.
I'm just leaving it out there, guys. I'm just leaving it out there. You know, I think when Joey goes, that they'll go to Arteta on the basis of him knowing the club inside out and the fact that that he's highly thought of at that football club.
Maybe. I think maybe with Madrid, maybe De La Fuente, the Spain manager, get the job at Madrid. He knows a lot of the players as well. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but we need to win something this season. And if he throws the cup in the bin tomorrow, I'm going to be seething. Yeah,
same, bro. Same. We got to win that game.
I think this team and this squad of players need a title. And I think it'd be like, I think it'd be one of the worst mistakes he would make if he throws this competition, because the fact is that I do think we win a League Cup, that could give us the confidence to maybe go one better. You've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should go all serious for the League Cup and the FA Cup. I've always grew up on them. It's different for us though, man, because we grew up on it. Like, I know Kenny, you're a lot older, and Lee, you're a bit older than me, but we're similar era. That's the first trophy I won, was the League Cup. It's the first trophy I actually physically remember watching live, us winning. So when I grew up and watched it, that was for me really, really important moving forward. No one wants that now.
George Graham's first trophy at Arsenal was the League Cup when we beat Liverpool. When we had no right to beat them.
1987. He's actually the only one that's won a League Cup for us at this club. He's on two.
Yeah, two. Yeah, we've been in loads of finals. We've been in loads of finals where we
87 and 93. Because 93 was when 93 that season when we did Sheffield Wednesday in the double. That was the first. That was the first year I physically remember us lifting a trophy. We did win stuff when I was born, but I was too young for 87, 89, and 91. So
we finished 10th that season.
Yeah, but who knew that?
Nobody cared either. Nobody cared.
We finished 10th, and we played very boring football. We like long ball over the top for Ian Wright, but we beat Sheffield Wednesday 2-1 in the FA Cup final and League Cup final.
If we throw away these cups, boys, I'm kind of struggling to understand if we don't win anything this season, I want him gone, right? But if we were to win a League Cup, people might find it mad, but I'm happy because I've got a trophy. Some of the other individuals are like, it ain't this way. I don't really care if it ain't enough. It's enough for me. I just want to win a damn trophy with this side so that it breeds a lot of confidence to go and win more. Because people will say it's not enough to win this trophy, but then they'll get really excited about the fact that Arteta's won it. What one is it?
Hey, your mum's just giving attitude that it's your birthday this Sunday.
Yeah, it is, man. 37 on Sunday, same day as Ian Wright, same birthday. I look a lot younger than Ian Wright, though, don't I?
We better make sure we get you a win then on Saturday. But the boys make sure they win something.
Do you know what, Ken, right? I went up to St James's Park last year, same weekend, birthday weekend, and we got dumped out by 1-0. Still had a great time because Newcastle was one of the best places to go away days, right?
Yeah, it's class.
If that happens again, I'll be absolutely peeved. Man, we got to beat Newcastle. Ain't even playing that well, lads. Do you know what I mean? So if we don't beat them,
that makes them all the more dangerous because that's where their shithousery is going to be at its optimum because they're going to do anything to get decisions going their way. Trust me. What's the name? Is going to be diving like left, right, and centre. Gordon's going to be diving. Gomeris is going to be in the reference face. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
Bruno,
not only
Bruno,
that, but not-
horrible. Yeah.
But not only that, we've got a Champions League game away to Inter after that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he's going to have one eye on that.
That's why it's got.
I don't think we'll beat Newcastle. I don't think we'll beat them. I think it'll be a draw.
I've said we're going to beat Preston and Newcastle and draw to Chelsea and Inter. That's what I think.
I think we'll lose to Inter.
Even now, can't afford to drop points. Even now.
No. Any draws fuck us up. Honestly, they mess us up, mate. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd rather
do.
lose and win. Yeah, if you draw.
You know what it is, guys. The standards are so high now in terms of like, you know, we have to be immaculate. Just have to assume, and it won't happen, but you have to assume that Man City are not going to drop points, and that Liverpool are going to be like the part of that freezer crowd. So we can't. There's no margin for error.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be mad. But look, we've been on long enough. We're going to wrap this up now. Big up to Lee for jumping on, man. Absolute legend. Much appreciated that. Big up to Igal as well, man, because, you know, we got Igal. Igal comes on here. Do you know what? He's the only one who comes on here and just sticks with it. He never changes like, oh, yeah, go on then, you're all right. He just keeps going, man. You got to love Igal and respect it. Big up to Kenny, man.
The fact is, he's passionate about his football club.
Oh, he is, man. Yeah.
But, you know, it's just that, you know, we just got different opinions, but he's got bigger nuts than Jim Ratcliffe. Although Jim showed us his nuts anyway by finally sacking in Ten Hag. But you know, he sent up Sir Alex to go and talk to the plants.
Kenny, man.
Big up, man.
It's good for Prince Charles, you know. It's good for Prince Charles. He needs to do it, didn't he?
This guy.
Mate, that's brilliant. Big up to you guys, man. Big up to all of your super chats. Big up to all of you in the chat, man. And look, we're back tomorrow. Man, big up to Sard who come on as well, man. Go and raid the stream now. We got. I'm gonna send you over to Hassam. Just go and say Potsy sent you. And yeah, we'll speak to you next time. Take it easy, people.
Conky out.
All right.